And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, black kids versus computers. Kathy Hochul is getting dragged through the mud over her comments during some kind of talk with Jonathan Capehart, the black guy who was crying when Michael Fanone came on MS-13 DNC. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, a pastor in the church in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, Braddock to be specific, which is where John Fetterman is allegedly from. He almost got deleted right there in the church. And they found the shooter's deceased cousin in the shooter's house. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Fani Willis is back on the hot seat. She might get removed from the case after all, after a successful appeal to hear Trump's team's bid to get her removed from the bench. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Kristi Noem is, just facing so much backlash because of that whole dog story. Varney from Fox and Friends, or just Fox, was really acting the fool during the interview. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, RFK Jr. says he has a parasite in his brain that ate part of his brain. We'll talk about all that and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing thus far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. We got a lot to talk about tonight. There's a whole lot. There's a lot of topics, a lot of videos that I've been able to uncover all throughout the internets. But y'all know, first things first, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, you're listening to an audio streaming podcast right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform at 8 a.m. Eastern the day after I'm done. So, for instance, today's Wednesday. It'll be available tomorrow, Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern time on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether it be Google Play, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will always be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. Now, shout out to the sponsors of today's stream. Of course, as always, patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Link for that will be in the description. ABLmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website. ABLmerch.com. Also, go to my regular website, AnthonyBLogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. I have articles for each video that I produce, and in each article we got sources from the left, from the right, independent, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it. As long as it's legal, it will be on there on the website for your viewing and listening pleasure. Again, AnthonyBLogan.com. Go to the contact page on the website, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact us. You can find my email address, my email address, my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X. All those links are available right there on the website contact page, AnthonyBLogan.com/contact us. As I always say, if you are ever wondering if you are conversing with me on these interwebs or not, I got a couple of clues for you right quick. Couple of clues. Clue number one, if someone says, hey, I'm ABL, contact me on this random 87-digit number, and you get brought to WhatsApp and they're trying to text you stuff and making you download this and click that. Look, that's not me. I'm not going to go through all that rigmarole. I only have no time to do anything like that, okay? My time is spent reading and making videos. I have no time for anything else. Maybe I can eat a little bit, okay? Get a little bit of pad thai or something like that. A slice of pizza, and then I'm right back at it. I don't have time to be trying to make anybody get rich quick, and that's not what I'm into anyway. So that's the first clue, that it's not me that you're conversing with on these interwebs. The second clue is you get them on the phone, and they don't sound like me. I have a very distinct voice, and I know this. So they get on their phone and they sound like this. They get on idiot. That is not going to be ABL. I do not sound like this. I can't do an Eastern European, if he dies, he dies. Rocky, I can't do one of those type situations. Not Rocky, pardon me, Creed, or whatever that was. Was it Rocky? Was it Creed? Y'all know what I'm talking about. If he dies, he dies. Dolph Lundgren playing the Russian. I don't have that accent in my repertoire, but if it sounds like that, if it dies, it dies. That's not me either. So please, oh please, oh please, don't get scammed. Don't nobody got no time for that. I don't know about Bitcoin. I don't know about Forex. Let's please keep all of our monies in our pockets. We got a crazy administration right now. These people are just robbing you barefaced, no pistol, through the taxation system. Well, actually, there is a gun involved because they got these IRS agents trained out there like they're a SWAT team. I mean, good grief. I mean, are they IRS agents or are they trying to stop human trafficking? What's the I can't tell the difference between a tax collector and a straight up bounty hunter. Like they're going to just bust my door down with the big boot of the law and come hog tie me up and throw me away at gunpoint because I owe $5 on my tax return. I sold a custom-made piece of jewelry on Etsy, and I didn't report it, and now I got 15 guns in my face. Like, what's going on? But anyway, I digress. The point is, don't get scammed. If you're ever wondering if you're speaking to me or not, then just go to the website and confirm the method of communication. My email is very easy. It's contact@anthonyblogan.com. I rarely respond to emails, but I get so many emails, it's crazy. I get so many emails, it's like this. Friends, people I know would say, hey, man, I sent you an email. I was like, oh, for real, when? Like 5 minutes ago. Can you send it again? I don't see it. Because I get so much. It's just too much. So, yeah, I never really respond, but I do read some of the emails. And I'm never going to hit you up talking about let's get rich quick. That ain't how it's going to be. So anyway, shout out to you guys. Please be safe out here on these internet streets. And we got a whole lot going on. Yeah, only if over $600. That's what they say. That's what they say. I don't believe anything these people say. They tell you anything, because the thing is, smoking crack is supposed to be illegal. It don't really matter how much you smoke. If you smoke crack in the White House, that shouldn't be a legal thing to do. But I guess if you're Hunter Biden, you could do that, and it's no big deal. They pick and choose when they want to enforce the law, and they pick and choose when they want to do things that are beyond the law. Like this whole TikTok kerfuffle. Really, you know what? Before we get into the videos and whatnot, I want to speak on TikTok briefly. And shout out to you guys for coming through even with no notification. I appreciate that. Speaking about TikTok briefly before we get to the nitty gritty. The TikTok ban, if that is to happen, that's going to be kind of a dangerous precedent because that can be used against other companies that are not Chinese, because some may agree with the premise of it. Okay, this is a Chinese weapon. They're going to use it against us. Okay, I understand. But see, that is going to be applied to other companies. I mean, where are your cell phones made? There's not one single cell phone. It doesn't matter what it is. Apple, Samsung, any brand. There's not one single solitary cell phone made in the USA. Not one. There are cars made in the USA. There's clothing made in the USA, but no cell phones made in the USA. And at this point, you need your cell phone to operate in the city environment, especially. So what if China says, okay, now we're getting into like a trade war and we're going to put tariffs on these cell phones? It'd be a mess. It'd be a crazy mess. What if they say, all right, the workers at Foxconn that manufacture or assemble, whatever you want to call it, the iPhone, now we got to get paid a living wage and they can't get paid slave wages anymore. So that iPhone that costs $1,500 is now going to be $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 for one iPhone. Now what are you going to do? So it's like what's happening with TikTok, that could set off, that could be a precursor to World War III. And that might be kind of outlandish to hear it, but because you're talking about not only a bunch of money, The money is one thing. I'm talking about the influence, the power, the control. That's like trying to ban nuclear weapons. That's how powerful TikTok is. It's really a thing. And that's why the U.S. is trying to ban it. But I think they're a little bit too late to the game. They say, okay, you got to sell it within a random time, 9 months. And the reason why it's 9 months is because that'd be January next year. So top of the year, next year, 2025, you need to either sell it to a quote unquote approved company or it's going to be banned in the U.S. And if I'm remembering correctly, in the ban, they were saying that in the ban, they were saying that if you use a VPN, well, pardon me, in the bill for the ban, in the bill, they were saying if you use a VPN to access TikTok in the U.S., then you could get sent to the penitentiary to make big rocks to little rocks. I'm like, really? For real? Using the VPN, you're going to get sent to the joint? You're going to get sent to the slammer, the who's good, the pokey, the penitentiary? For real? Using the VPN? Yeah. And also a fine and some more stuff. And then the max time in the penitentiary was like 20 years for using the VPN to bypass the ban to access TikTok in the U.S. It probably won't get to that point because, of course, as we all knew they would do, TikTok has sued the government, citing the First Amendment. Now, we have that in the U.S., the First Amendment, but they don't have that in China. You guys know that TikTok is banned in China. Yes, TikTok is a Chinese company, or it's owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance. But TikTok itself is banned in China. They have their own version of TikTok called Douyin. It's the same application except for the content. That's the key difference. They don't show the Western garbage on Douyin. They understand how important social media is to their children. You know, China does a lot of things poorly. They're kind of a ragtag nation in many different ways. But one thing they understand is the importance of the future. They understand long game, long term. China's a weird place. They do some things to just patch it together right now to make things work. But they also do things that are going to help them in the long term, in the future, to play the long game. They understand that it's damaging to have kids on these devices and they're getting fed garbage because this tool, all they're going to do is just like a sponge. They're going to absorb it. Back when I was a kid, you would just hear something that somebody said, just somebody close to you, somebody around you, and you would absorb that. The way I speak, the way I behave, the way I operate is based on basically where I grew up. Now, the internet generation, a lot of the differences between regions is kind of washed away because there's no more boundaries. You're able just to go on your phone and you're able to imitate and emulate whatever somebody else is saying right there on your device. But when I was a kid, that wasn't a thing. When I was a kid, there was no internet, no cell phones until I got to be, there was no internet until I got to be like already like middle school, I would say, almost. Or at least not for me. Internet for me came about like 1994, 1995. That's when I was first introduced to it. So by this time, I'm already in middle school. So I already have my language and kind of like how I am. I wasn't able to have all this information at my fingertips the way I do now. Videos and pictures, that wasn't available until I got to be in middle school. Before that, it was mostly just everybody in your community. And I didn't get my first cell phone until I was 18. And my first cell phone was not a smartphone. I didn't get a full smartphone until 2018. Like I said before, a full smartphone like this, I did not have one until 2018. Before that, I had my first phone that was somewhat like a smartphone, had a BlackBerry, and I got my first BlackBerry like 2008. Before that, I just had like flip phones, razors. You had to text a bunch of different times, send a message. But now you got kids that have this from birth. From birth, they have it. China understands that. That's why they make Douyin have content that is suitable for children and their development. They put on science experiments and kids, treating their teachers nicely, things that can influence them in the proper way. Now, what do we have? Listen to me very closely here. Somebody said Spongeworthy. Is that what I said? Shout out to the Spongeworthies out there. Shout out to y'all. But check it out. I saw this video. I was like, yo, what am I watching? I thought it was like something inappropriate. It was a little girl, had to have been about 8, 9 years old, doing a makeup tutorial. I'm like, you know what? Okay, we done went too far. We have gone way too far. And you know what? I blame the internet. I blame TikTok. And for real, it's no point in really blaming TikTok for that. You got to talk about all the apps, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. That's everywhere. Makeup tutorials, and they're influencing little kids to do stuff like that. When I was a kid, that would be completely unheard of. Even little girls wearing makeup at all was like, that never happened. I never saw girls wear makeup until I got to be like a senior in high school. Little kids, 8, 9 years old, never, ever, ever, ever. That was just, when I was a kid, little girls had little church socks and all that. They looked like little kids, but now it's a mess. So yeah, the only reason why they want to get rid of TikTok is because of the foreign influence. What can happen right now is they can galvanize their base against the U.S. government and say, hey, these guys are trying to take TikTok from you. They're taking your rights away. You know what? They could put in the algorithm, the Constitution. Hey, these are your rights. Do this, do that. That's what's happening right now. So, yeah, it's going to be a mess when they try to ban it. It's going to be a long court battle. It'll take years. That whole 9-month thing was bogus from the jump because we already knew they were going to sue, and these lawsuits take forever. Oprah with, what was that, the meat industry or the dairy industry? That took years. And that's just one person versus an industry in the U.S. Now we're talking about a Chinese company suing the United States government. Oh, you're talking about there's going to be so much money, and they're not going to spare $1. They will spend and spend and spend and delay and delay and delay. It's going to be a mess. Okay, it's going to be a whole big mess. All right. So yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for joining. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Shout out to you, Horror Corridor. Horror Corridor says, I used to have to walk uphill both ways to get the internet. That's exactly. I had to walk uphill both ways. I ain't had no shoes on my feet. I'm barefoot. No socks, no shoes, barefoot. It's snowing outside. I got to walk up the hill, down the hill to get my bucket of internet. Okay, because back then bandwidth came in the river, in the well. You would go to the bottom of the well, get some bandwidth, put that on your head or your back, and hike all the way back to the house and dump that into your computer. And then that's how you got the internet for the day. I made that all the way up. But anyway, shout out to you guys. Speaking about China, here's what's happening. A humanoid robot factory. I mean, this is like some movie type stuff. Check it out.
我们的机器人员工已经开始量产了。
So yeah, and then look at where it is. Look at where it is. So I mean, stuff like this. They're throwing this set up. They're doing all kind of stuff with the hands. Synchronized stuff. This is our robot. I mean, obviously, these can be weaponized. What if they're using these robots in battle? They're like impervious to light round ammunition. Man, it's crazy out here. It's totally crazy. We're going to get to tech and all that kind of stuff a little bit later because of Kathy Hochul. But y'all just keep this in mind. Okay, humanoid robots right here. Okay, that right there is not a man. That is a robot. Another one. You got clones. You know what? I have a theory about this kind of stuff. I'm going to share it a little bit, but I won't get too deep. I think maybe there were people that came before us that did this and they perfected it. And I'll leave it right there. Keep on moving. I will keep it moving because I don't want to get too tinfoil hat like today. Oh, well, and before we're still kind of early. We're still a young species. And some of us are confused about what species we are. Some of us don't know. Some of us think that we are a dog, a cat, a rat, a bat, a hog. We don't know what we are. A hog, a frog, a dog, a rat, a cat, a bat. We have no idea what's going on. Now, this includes our instructors in K through 12 education and also college. Now, imagine if you go to college and you see something like this on your chalkboard. Okay, let's watch this. Hold on, I'm reading some of the comments right here before I continue. Cowboy 742 says, "Of course there is nothing new under the sun." Yes, of course, of course. Are we robots? Well, define robot. What does that mean? What does that really mean? Have you looked at how your body works, your internal organs, how they work in unison, how your cells are structured, how when you get an infection, how there's like an army that comes in and fights them off? I mean, I don't know, man. I think the whole thing, it's talking about Big Bang Theory. This is completely ridiculous. Anyway, but what if you see this on your chalkboard when you go into class in college and you see this? It says hosted by Spartacus, not Spartacus, Spartacus. And there's a drawing of some kind of feline creature. I'm not sure if that's a house cat, a bobcat, a lion, or what's going on. And it says, what if your lecturer, and I could tell by this typeface, this is TikTok, again, the Antichrist. And then the reveal, what if your lecturer was a cat? I'm going to turn this music off. But yo, what if you went to college, you're going to class, and you're taking a STEM class? Okay, look at the board now. I'm seeing something that says STEM right here. This is a science, technology. This is a class you want to take, I would presume. Okay, it's talking about physics and biomedical optics. You want to be in this class, but here is your teacher, a furry. What are you going to do? Okay, got the Asian kid trying to get a good education. Okay, trying to be an engineer. Take a picture with the lecturer. Okay, and then, I mean, I don't know, man. Part of me is like, there's got to be a parody. That's not really a furry as a teacher. But then again, I've seen so much stuff like this. I would not be surprised if it's real. I mean, it doesn't appear to be fake. He's in class right in front. Why would he be in class if he's not the teacher or somebody right in front at what's this? UC Berkeley, of course, right? California, crazy California, at a STEM class, not a cheap school in California teaching STEM, and that's your teacher right there. What do you do? What do you do? Look, we tell kids, okay, if you're going to go to college, don't go for underwater lesbian basket weaving, right? Is what we tell them. Don't go for that. Go for a real major like STEM. You go to class for STEM and then boom, you got this big 6 foot tall man dressed as a feline. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Heathcliff, Garfield, whatever's going on. No. Thundercat, yeah, pretty much. That's what's going on. All right, let's check it out here. There's a lot I can get into as far as that's concerned, but I want to talk about some other stuff just for a minute. Did I show this before? Self-checkout machines are now asking for a tip. All right, can we get some sound? That might happen. And then let's do it.
Out. You grab your food yourself. You scan it yourself. You check out yourself, and it asks if you want to leave a tip. Who am I tipping? Myself? Oh, check this out. You grab your food yourself. You scan it yourself. You check out yourself, and it asks if you want to leave a tip. Who am I tipping? Myself?
Yeah, that makes no sense. Why would I leave a tip at a self-checkout. Nobody helped me at all. I went to the store. I grabbed my little snack or whatever it is. I scanned it. And before I paid it, like, yo, can we get a tip right quick? And then it's like 50 cents. Why would I do that? What's the purpose of me doing it? It makes no sense. Now, if you thought that was bad, hold on. I got to show you something else. Now, this is crazy. We've seen some Walmart activities before, but I got to show you this right here. Okay. Now, this is at Las Vegas. Check it out.
It is shopping at Walmart in 2024, right? So after you get them to already unlock one of these counters, they take the shit that you bought and they stick it in another little case, and you got to walk around the store with it in another little case. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get some more things. You want to just go? I'm gonna get 2 of them. I don't have a key for that. Did I tell him I wanted 2 of them? You heard me say I wanted 2, right?
I think she probably thought you meant you wanted the 2-pack, not you wanted 2 2-packs.
2 packs.
How funny it is shopping at Walmart.
So if you don't see what's happening, they got 2 layers of security. When you go to get some deodorant, toothpaste, contact lens solution, it's all locked up. You got to ask the person to unlock it. And then once they unlock it, they put it into another locked container for you to walk around with until you're ready to check out. Because I guess what was happening was people were getting this stuff from inside after they unlock it, and then they just peel off. So now you got to put it into another locked container in your buggy, your cart, your basket, whatever, until you get to the front and check it out. Then they're going to unlock it after you didn't already paid. It's like, you know what? If I got to do all that, I'll just go to Amazon. I refuse to do that. I would never. But again, this is Las Vegas, Nevada. They got contact lens solution locked up, deodorant, toothpaste, everything. And really, what they should do in this situation is just have it where you go to the front and everything's behind the counter. And then you can ask for what you want. But then again, it's Walmart. So, I mean, they would be walking around the whole store all day. They would get 100,000 steps every day. You might want something that is way over in aisle Z when they are stationed at aisle A. So it's just too much. I'm cool. I am cool on that. And again, that is Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, I am cool on that. Now, speaking about left coast, that area, that neck of the woods, I know Vegas is not the coast, but close enough, okay? If you live in the LA, Vegas, it ain't that far. Go over the desert, through the IE, Death Valley or whatever, and through Bartow, all of that, you'd be in Vegas in no time. Now, check it out. We got some music here. Hold on, is it music or what? Nah. Okay. Here's a property. Cupertino, California. Now, I don't know what it is. Is that like Bay Area, San Francisco? I'm not sure. Now, this property is going for 1.6, well, actually almost $1.7 million. And look at the actual the stats on it. So there was the music kind of played because they were highlighting certain things on it. Now they're highlighting it has one bed, one bath, 384 square feet. Listen to me. $1.7 million, one bed, one bath, 384 square feet, and the sale is pending. Somebody is buying this. Somebody is really buying this. Okay. Now it's crazy. Now they have more here. They're saying that the total house, I guess, is 4,424 square feet. That might be like a like a complex. It might be other houses in the same house. If that makes any sense, like a duplex or a quadruplex, I suppose. The lot is much bigger than that. It's like almost 8,000 square feet. But what you're going to get for 1.7 is 384 square feet. Listen to me. When I was in Virginia, my apartment that I had, kind of in a hood-like area, was 900 square feet. I had 2 bed, 1 bath, washer dryer hookup, kitchen, living room. That's it. It was a decent sized apartment, but it wasn't that big. 384 square feet. You are in the studio. You have a room. You have enough room for a couch, a bed, maybe a TV on the wall, not really a TV stand, and your bathroom. That's it. Maybe your kitchen, little small kitchen. 1.7. Yep. Totally crazy. Now, I guess the purpose is to actually buy that and rent it out. But still, if you're buying it for 1.7, how much is the rent going to be? A lot. A whole lot. Again, that is Cupertino, California. And speaking of expensive things, this is Mark Zuckerberg's $300 million super yacht. Let's check it out.
Zuckerberg's $300 million super yacht.
Got music here. Okay. Nice yacht. That's like, it's like a building in the water. Not even a house, a building. Beautiful, beautiful yacht. Basketball court on the yacht. Support vessel for his yacht, carrying his cars, boats, jet skis. Now, I got a question. Is Zuck a big climate change guy? Is he a big climate change stumper? Is he one of those individuals that's on that? Because what's the carbon footprint of a yacht that costs $300 million? $300 million for a yacht. What is a carbon footprint on that? It's got to be very high. All right. Got to be. But it's fine, because that's not really a big deal when you are big, rich, and famous. You can do whatever you want. Hey, you know what? I got all this money. It's fine. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I can have all the yachts, all the houses, and I can have a crazy carbon footprint. I have all these electric cars, and that's a crazy carbon footprint. It's very dangerous to the environment. I'm a reader. I'm a big nerd, always reading. I don't wear glasses for fun. I started reading when I was like probably I was reading all my life, really. It didn't start at a certain point. I was reading before I started going to school. So I was always a big reader, and I really developed a love for reading when I was in like kindergarten, first grade, maybe even before that. I read so much that I started to get bad vision because my face was always in the book. Like the Asian kids that have glasses when they're little babies, that was pretty much me. I'll never forget it. I'm like in the 3rd grade, I think, and I'm in class and I'm struggling to see the board. I'm like going like this all the time because I can't see. And if I do like that, my vision gets sharper, and pushing my eyes back if you guys can't see what I'm doing. And then they realized that I had really bad vision, and it's because I was reading so much. And through my reading recently, I was reading about the source of these lithium-ion batteries, the mines and whatnot. And one thing I came across, I may have said it before, but cobalt is the new blood diamond. You guys understand what blood diamonds are. There's a movie about it. It's a whole big thing. There was a song from Kanye, shout out to the GOAT, about blood diamonds. Basically, you have conflicts over the procurement of diamonds from mines in some of these African countries, like DR Congo. Not DR, as in, like, I'm talking about DR Congo, and also what's it? Is it DRC and ROC? Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. Anyway, Congo, Kinshasa, Congo, Brazzaville. Anyway, I was watching this video, and this guy that lives in UK now talked about how he was in Congo, when the war broke out. And his family was the family that was procuring the diamonds. They got a lot of money from that. When the war broke out, they went straight to them to kill them. And he said it was bad. He saw his aunt and uncle both get assaulted sexually. He saw his best friend had to kill his own mother. It was crazy. It was a mess. And a lot of that was because of the diamonds. Now, what I read recently says that cobalt is the new blood diamond, and it's worse than the blood diamond because there's fighting over the procurement and mining of the cobalt, all for your lithium ion batteries. Now, I understand we have these batteries in our phones. I get it. Any kind of rechargeable battery, that's lithium ion for the most part. But this demand for electric vehicles is going to drive cobalt production through the roof. And you're going to have more and more and more conflict over this thing. But hey, rest easy knowing that although the lithium ion battery in your Tesla may have been produced by conflict, by civil war, by child labor, it's all good because, hey, you're not damaging the environment. Although now we're going to have more coal from West Virginia, my home state, to power the grid to charge your electric vehicle. Don't worry about it because there's no direct carbon emission from your vehicle. Although the way that you had to get the actual materials for your car was pretty dangerous, pretty deadly, and also not very good for their environment. Listen, if you got wars happening in third world countries over the production of cobalt, how do you think the actual environment is in those places? Is it cool, copacetic? It's not really a big deal. It's all green and friendly. Is that what's going on? Oh, okay. How about where they actually make the batteries? And how about the coal that's being mined to charge the grid? Anyway, that was something I was reading about, and it was pretty crazy. But let's check this out. Here's your man, Bill Gates, talking about global warming and all these things. And he repeats a thing here that we think is a joke, but they're dead serious when they say it. They are dead serious. Hold on, let's get some sound and let's let it rock.
One crucial part is agriculture, and one thing you said you were particularly surprised by was how great a problem bovine flatulence is. Do you want to explain what that is and why it's a problem?
Yeah, so the animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there. And
listen to me very well. The subhead here says, Bill Gates, one of the world's biggest problems, cow farts. I am not making this up. One more time, I'll read it for you. The lower third on CNN, I'm reading it right here. This is on Fareed Zakaria GPS. The lower third says, Bill Gates on one of the world's biggest problems, cow farts. And he said it in the beginning. Let's start from the top so we can just really take it in.
One crucial part is agriculture, and one thing you said you were particularly surprised by was how great a problem bovine flatulence is.
Bovine flatulence, that's fancy, a fancy way to say cow farts.
Do you want to explain what that is and why it's a problem?
Yeah, so the animals that can eat grass have very unusual stomachs that have these bacteria that are methanogenic in there. And so they leak natural gas, both out the front and the back. And so people have said, well, let's change the hay or throw some things in there. And nobody knows how to get rid of
no one knows how to get cows to stop farting.
Exactly.
I mean,
are burping. And so there is artificial meat, but that's at a very early stage. But that's another big source of greenhouse gas.
Okay, here's a question I got for you guys. What do you think would have the most harmful effect to the environment? Fake meat that comes from who knows where, or cows farting? Which one? Fake meat that probably has about 1,000 ingredients, or a cow farting? Which one is worse for the environment?
Mission. So, I'm just trying to make sure that the people who acknowledge the problem, which I think is fantastic, that they understand the breadth of innovation required before you can get anywhere near to what we have to do, which is zero. If it was a 50% reduction, then you could ignore, okay, leave the cows alone. But because we're trying to avoid the temperature continuing to go up, you do need to go to zero. Otherwise, you're continuing to have temperature increase.
So you heard it here first, or you heard it here again, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to stop global warming, which is the newest thing, because before it was climate change, I guess it's still, they're kind of fluid with what they say nowadays. Sometimes they say climate change. Sometimes they say global warming. Back in the day, it was global cooling. Then you had the whole Al Gore 1993 ozone layer. Oh, you got to stop tagging up walls, you guys. You gangbangers in Los Angeles, stop tagging up walls. You're going to burn a hole in the ozone layer. The dumbest things they say. The dumbest things. Okay, but now the newest thing is to stop, not climate change. What is it? What did he say? Global warming. We got to stop cows from farting, and we got to get it down to zero. So what's the best way? Hey, man, check it out. I've invested billions into fake food, but insect protein, eating the bugs. Yeah, let's get into that, and it won't be no more cows farting. All you're gonna hear is crickets and roaches and spiders and everything else. Yeah. That'd be what you're gonna be eating if he gets his way. All right, and let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, we all know there's like certain patron saints of climate change, or people that talk about it a lot. I think the main one, Al Gore, this guy built a whole career of talking about climate in some kind of way. Ozone layer, global warming, global cooling, any kind of weather-related event. It could be a rainstorm, flooding, tornado, hurricane, heat wave, ice wave, snowstorm, whatever it is. Oh, climate change. Like we've not had hurricanes before. Like we've not had rain before. The dumbest thing in the world. But they always want to explain away extreme weather or seasons changing with climate change. It's a grift. They make money from it. Al Gore is a patron saint of climate change. The high priestess of climate change is Greta Thunberg. At this point, all she does is go around getting arrested and carried around like she's some kind of Nefertiti, okay, some kind of Egyptian queen. That's what she does. But John Kerry is also into that. He kind of, dibs and dabs into the whole climate change fiasco. Now he's got his daughter into the climate change stuff. John Kerry's daughter, Vanessa Kerry. So let's hear from her. All right, and RIP to the headphone users. This is at the World Economic Forum, of course. And let's go ahead and check it out.
And a crisis is a health crisis, fundamentally. And that actually means it is a crisis, therefore, also of our stability, our security, our economic growth, and our fundamental future as a globe. When we think about it, health is fundamental to everything that we are trying to do. A country like Zambia is now shutting down its schools because of a cholera outbreak that is from increased rainfall. In malaria.
Did I just say it? Rain. Like, oh, okay. Can we stop for a second? Listen, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. You guys help me out so much. I read a lot of you guys' comments and I get emails. You guys really help me with things I don't know about. You guys fill in the cracks, fill in the holes in my weak spots for me. Does cholera come from rain? Is that how that works? That's one question. And then the other thing is, didn't I just say that it could just be rain and they're going to say, oh, climate change? Huh?
Is spreading in areas where it's been eradicated or removed in many of these countries. We are losing progress against our sustainable development goals. We have put billions of dollars towards those goals, and we're truly losing progress. We're now about to see the statistics of the deaths that we're seeing by 2050 is more than double what the statistics used to be. This is not a future problem, though. We always talk in future numbers. This is a problem happening here and now today. 2023 was an apocalyptic year in terms of extreme weather events and what we've seen happen. The climate crisis.
So yeah, let's blame a cholera outbreak on rain, increased rain. And you guys talking about it. It comes from your fecal matter, just like what happened in Haiti back after the earthquake when the guys from Nepal came with the UN. They set up a UN station right on the river, and they had a septic tank dug to service the station. And the septic tank broke, and the fecal matter got into the river. And as a result, there was a big cholera outbreak in Haiti because a lot of the Haitians used that water to bathe and drink from. You see, that's how that worked. It wasn't, rain. The rain came, fresh water from the sky came down, and that's how I got cholera. That's not how that works at all. But anyway, yeah, looks just like, if you can imagine John Kerry younger with a younger transgender John Kerry, that's her right there. All right. But shout out to her. I'm not trying to say nothing, but I'm just saying those genetics are pretty strong. Those genetics are super, super strong. I don't know where that really comes from necessarily, but that is kind of what's going on there. Okay. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. We have more going on. Where I want to go to next. C19. Let's talk about some of that right quick. Let's talk about some of that. Hold on. Do I want to talk about this? Excess deaths in what's this? It might be UK, I think. Let's check it out. Or yeah, it's UK.
England and Wales, and has attributed these to a combination of factors.
I'm sorry from the top because you didn't catch that first part. The number of excess deaths in England and Wales, I believe.
Deaths in England and Wales, and has attributed these to a combination of factors such as, and this is what it says, the prevalence of heart disease, flu, and heart disease. So the emphasis there is on heart disease. But of course, there are many people who feel that the increase in heart conditions and heart disease has been exacerbated by the very vaccines which people were persuaded to take in order to protect them against COVID-19. And I have a quote here from somebody called Dr. Thomas Levy, who's writing again last.
I'm sorry for the music. Don't blame me. Blame whoever edited this.
He said this. He said, on his estimate, vaccines are causing heart injury in at least 2.8% of people who receive the COVID injections. And he estimated that a minimum of 7 million Americans now have hearts damaged by COVID vaccines. And although there's no way of being certain at this time, it's within the realm of possibility that over 100 million people in America have some degree of heart damage from the injections, not myocarditis, but heart damage that will be detectable with a troponin test.
Pretty dire thing to say. Pretty dire. 100 million Americans. This is Dr. Thomas Levy. Okay. As many as 100 million Americans may have some form of heart damage from the vax. Okay. Now, there's more here. Let's talk about people like Chris Cuomo and the mainstream media who were trying to poo-poo certain things we were saying back then. Like, hey, don't get the vax, it's brand new. Let's try the medication that's been out for a long time, that has won awards, things that are tried and true, known to be safe because of years and study and all this and that. Okay, let's see what he said then. Let's see what he's saying right now. Hey, that's what I was told. Gregory Fairchild says, hey, ABL, aren't the unvaxxed supposed to be dead now? That's what I was told. But obviously, that's not the case. I knew from the beginning. I didn't care if it was Trump, Biden, whoever. It didn't matter. I'm not going to get a vaccine that just came out today because you can't test it. You could test it on rats and whatever. Okay, that's fine, but you can't test it long term. You don't know what the effects are going to be long term because you've not had long term to observe it. So why would I put that in my body? Okay, and at the end of the day, it was a head cold. Okay, it was a bad head cold. I'm good. I'd rather would just take my chances getting the head coat versus putting some kind of random thing in my body. But anyway, let's check this out. Then and now, you're going to hear what they were saying back then with Don Lemonhead back in the CNN days. And they're both fired now, which is pretty funny. And now let's see what he's saying right now on Patrick Bet-David show, which is where he works now, if you didn't know. Speaking about Chris Cuomo, check it out.
People who are injecting drugs for animals and horse.
And people telling them to.
Oh, my God.
What person? You talk about cancel culture and who to shame. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really?
They are shaming themselves. No one has to shame them. They're shaming themselves.
No, they need to be shamed.
Yeah.
They need to be called out and shamed, brother.
I am taking a, what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin.
Did you hear that? He says, I am taking a regular dose of ivermectin. This is Chris Cuomo speaking. He says that he's taking ivermectin. But back then, when we were talking about taking ivermectin, they wanted to get us locked up, get us canceled, channels deleted, false flag report, talking about it's horse pays, all this and that. That's what they said back then, but now he's taking it. Didn't we say that then?
Ivermectin was a boogeyman early on in COVID.
You couldn't talk about it.
That was wrong. We were given bad information about ivermectin. The real question is why?
Well, you know why. You know why, Chris. Don't ask that. Don't play coy. You know why. Because how much money is in the actual money is a big thing. Ivermectin is generic. You can get it for free. Not for free, but you can get it for dirt cheap. Over the counter is nothing. Okay, you can go in and get that and you'll be good. But the vax, you know how much money was given out? Not just, I ain't talking about somebody going to get a vax and having to pay a certain amount of money. It was about the money that was printed because of the vaccine. They printed money and they were giving it to these cities and states for this. It was a bonanza. It was totally crazy, totally nuts. It's all about money. You know that. So don't even try to play like you don't. You know. If you're going to be transparent, Chris Cuomo, be all the way transparent and say what's really going on. It's a money grab. Control from the federales too, but money more than anything else. Okay. Now let's hear from his brother, Andrew.
I believe if government were to now say, we just made a finding that there's a new virus and everyone should do X, Y, and Z, the amount of compliance with X, Y, and Z would be much, much lower than it was at the beginning of COVID because people do not trust the government, especially on this issue, the way they did at the beginning. And that would be a complicating factor, right? When you have people who just don't listen, because government had no capacity to enforce any of this. You must wear a mask. And people wore masks in New York. But if they said, I'm not wearing a mask, there was nothing I could do about it. You must close your private business. I won't. Well, there was nothing I could really do about it. It was really all voluntary, and it was extraordinary when you think about it, that society acted with that uniformity voluntarily, because I had no enforcement capacity. So
basically he says it did it voluntarily, although if you didn't get vaxxed, you would lose your job. I remember that happening. People getting fired for not getting vaxxed. People losing their livelihood, losing their shirt, losing their family. Okay, going broke because they didn't want to get vaxxed. I remember that. Don't say it was voluntary. How is it voluntary when I got to work to eat? I can't be on the street homeless. Okay, look, you're a dad, right? And you got 4 kids and you're the breadwinner and you got a wife and it's almost hey, you got to get the vax or you're going to get fired. What you going to do? Okay, you can get fired. That's a choice, yeah. I guess you could say it's a choice. But that's like saying, hey, man, I put a gun in his face and said, give me the money or I'll shoot you. And he gave me the money. It was a choice. I didn't rob him. Listen, I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was put a gun on him and say, give me the money or I'm going to shoot you. You're going to die. So his choice was give up the money or die. That's not really a choice. I'm not going to die behind this little $20 in my pocket. Go ahead and take it. Go ahead and take it. Matter of fact, the wallet is empty. All I got is my ID and my credit cards in there. And when you get done robbing me, I'm going to call my companies and have the cards cut off. So you can have it. But don't act like it was a choice when I was forced to get it. Okay? The other choice was not a viable one. It was not a feasible one. I can't lose my job and be homeless and my kids can't eat. We're not going to do that. Yeah, exactly, Tara. But lost your job. Exactly. That was going on a lot. People had to lose their job over this. It's not a choice that you would want to make. Now it's like, okay, how am I going to eat? How am I going to pay bills? It's crazy. And you know what? The thing about ivermectin, they called it the boogeyman. Although you have Chris Cuomo now being off of CNN talking openly like this on Patrick Bet-David show as a contributor where he works now, by the way. If I didn't say it earlier, I'm going to say it again. But they're still making IVM the boogeyman on mainstream media. Now, this is a clip from MS-13 DNC talking about RFK Jr. RFK Jr., just talk about him right quick. So RFK Jr. says doctors years ago, this might have been 2010, 2012, years ago, they found a dead parasite in his brain, and the parasite had eaten part of his brain before it died. Okay, so let's back up a little bit before we talk about the parasite and all that kind of stuff. So years ago, like 2010, maybe 2008, RFK Jr. was having cognitive issues like memory loss, short-term and long-term. So his friends were like, hey, man, we think you might have a brain tumor. You need to go get checked out. So he was getting checked out, and he got multiple opinions, or at least two, more than one. And one hospital, one doctor said he had a brain tumor. He was going to go in and get treated for the tumor before someone else, another doctor, called him and said, hey, it's not a brain tumor. There's a dark spot on your brain. But what happened was a parasite is dead there. A worm is dead in your brain, and it ate part of your brain. This is back in 2012 deposition. And he said that caused some memory loss, short-term or long-term, but also about his voice. He says the voice is a neurological disorder that happened maybe like 08, 09-ish. So the timelines kind of add up. I'm thinking that maybe the parasite was there chomping down, and before it died, it gave him the memory loss and maybe the voice issues. Okay, it's not just like a throat problem. It's a brain problem that's causing the voice to be the way it is. Like, what he said was his voice trembles, and the trembling is a neurological disorder, a brain disorder. And at one point he had mercury poisoning. Like, this guy has some serious issues. But my question is, why is he just now revealing this? If it was known back in 2012 at the latest, it's now 2024. It's 12 years later. It's over a decade. Why am I just now learning about worm eating his brain? Okay. Now, before I go any further into that, let's look at what they said on MS-13 DNC about this and the joke they're making about it because they don't like RFK. So somebody has brain damage. I guess that's funny because they are not on your side. Let's check it out.
Gang. Yes, there's a New York Times story. This is real. That just posted under Suzanne Craig's byline. We know her well. They're operating off of a deposition given by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. some years ago, relaying how that in 2010, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. experienced memory loss and mental fogginess so severe that people thought he might be sick. He went in for scans. They found a dark spot on the brain, and the belief is, Mr. Kennedy says anyway, that there's a dead parasite in his brain. Meaning, I quote from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here, the abnormality, quote, was caused by a worm that got into my brain and ate a portion of it and then died. So Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is suggesting that a worm ate some of his brain and then died while there. We'll have more on this developing story.
What in the world?
This happens. Usually, Willie, this happens with livestock, right? But this is
This is something. Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? There you go. He should have had some of that stuff. That may have helped him, right, Willie?
Was ivermectin?
The ivermectin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a real story.
So you see what they did there? See, they still trying to demonize ivermectin. They're still trying to say that it's horse paste or whatever. And when normies watch that, it's going to reinforce it. You see how they do? Because you just heard Chris Cuomo saying that they were wrong back then about ivermectin, and he's taking it. But now they're still saying that it's for livestock and it could have helped them. So not only are they mocking them, basically saying, oh, you got a worm in your brain, you're like a horse or some kind of, you know what I mean? Something like that. But also, hey, man, take some of that IVM since you're like a horse and you're getting worms in your brain. That could help. So they're clowning them and they're trying to downplay the effects of ivermectin, although we know that it's a safe drug for humans. Okay? They give animals a lot of the same drugs that we get, like antibiotics, which is a different story. Does that mean that antibiotics are not for human beings and it can't help us? This is ridiculous. But that's what they do on the media, and they brainwash normies who don't know any better. If you're a normie and you don't know about medication, you don't know about drugs, and you don't do a lot of research, you just watch television, then you'll believe that kind of stuff, okay? That's what they do all day long. Propaganda TV, state-sponsored, state-run propaganda TV, all right? But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, I got a little bit of cringe for you. Speaking about C-19 and whatnot, I have a tad bit of cringe. All right, hopefully you guys can stand the cringe because it's gonna get you. This is, I forget who this guy is. You know who it is. I don't want to say the wrong name, but I know you guys know who this man is. All right, let's check this out.
COVID-19. COVID-19. I blow the wind of God. The wind of God on you. On you.
Because we have.
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Standing in the office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19. I call you done. I call you gone. You come down. Come down and you crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head.
Yeah, that might be the best thing to do. Don't spit on me when you got C-19 running around, man. I ain't saying you got to put on the mask, but don't spit no, you know what I mean? That's not what you really want to do. So, yeah, that's some cringe right there from back during C-19 time. All right. And we're going to see a little bit more from, this is not C-19 time, I don't think, but it's inspired. Remember the dancing nurses? Oh, man, that was one of the most cringe-worthy times. I think that might have been the birth of TikTok. Was the dancing nurses and all the C-19 stuff, all the scamdemic stuff. The scamdemic was good for some businesses like mine, where you could just, you're at home a lot and you got more time to watch content. It was not good for the world, obviously, but there's always a silver lining in the tragedy. But one relic that I wish would not be here are the synchronized dancing nurses, but we got some modern ones. You ready? This is Columbia Medical. All right, hold on. Really gotta come up to New York. Wait. Okay. This is custom lyrics. It says pre-meds come explore. You really gotta come out to New York. Okay. And you guys can hear the rest for yourself. You can cringe just on your own. Check it out. Pre-meds come explore. Really gotta come up to New York. So there we go. That's Columbia Medical. All righty. So that's what they're gonna do. The synchronized dance moves. You got your man right here with the what's that? The pom-pom hairstyle, the pigtails, the little afro puffs. Man, about 25 years old with afro puffs like he's about a 12-year-old girl. But hey, that's what's going on at Columbia Medical. Okay. Now we got more. Oh, we got more. I got one more. All right. This is Harvard Medical. All right. Now, this girl has some rap bars for you. You ready? Are you ready for the rap bars? Okay, let's check it out.
My notes, but my knowledge ain't fleeting. Space repetition, give me something to believe in. Pass all my tests, but I just skim the reading. In the food chain, we're the ones that eat you. Harvard Med, ain't no bottom feeder. MD stands for my demeanor. Ask permission before I ever greet you. Does it radiate? Does it come with strain? Scale 1 to 10, can you rate the pain? When I knock the door, you ask who is it? You can check my coat, it'll spell my name.
Yeah, you're messing with some Harvard MDs. Found my best friends for life from this Harvard MD. Giving everything we got for this Harvard MD.
Now from the top, make it drop, come get your Harvard MD. You got your offer, now say yes to this Harvard MD. We're talking doc, that's a Harvard MD. You deserve the spot, you got future Harvard MD.
I hate this scandemic, if nothing else, for creating this wave of dancing nurses. Is that like the thing that you do when you're a nurse or any kind of medical profession? You just want to dance. you want to start a Broadway show on your own. It's like, man, if you don't get in there, get them clinicals and labs done, like what is going on? But yeah, shout out to them. Hey, shout out to you guys. Hopefully you guys go out and have good careers in your field. But yeah, the cringe, I can go ahead and do without that. I can do without it. Now let's get to Emory College. This is not going to be a dance routine. This is going to be them training for the protest with the police. Now, if you're training for a protest, isn't that called something else? Because last I checked, you didn't train for a protest. And, you know, there's two things here. First of all, I thought protests were more organic, right? Kind of spur of the moment. Okay, something has happened. We don't like it. Let's go down to this particular place with signs. That's how a protest, I thought, happened. But beyond that, if you're training, then that means that this could be something else. Not a protest, something else. But let's check this out. All right, let's put it on the screen, get a little bit of sound. Again, this is Emory, Atlanta. And this is them practicing how to be bunched up in one big clump so they can't really be moved by one individual person. Like the whole bundle of sticks theory. This is what they're doing right here. Then they got the chain. So they're literally training. So is that a protest or is it something else? I mean, I don't know what that is. I never seen anybody train for a protest. That's kind of different. It looks like they're trying to train for some kind of battle, some kind of resistance. Now, obviously, they're not really doing real training like you would do in some serious combat, but they're training enough for what they think they're going to encounter out there on the streets of Atlanta. Now, one thing about Atlanta, though, and Georgia in general, they don't really play all that extra stuff. You're not really going to see a Columbia play out in Atlanta or anywhere in Georgia. That's not going to happen. Down south, Georgia boys, the police out there don't play no games. Okay, GSP, man, they're like cowboys out there. They don't really want to have any kind of issues like that. Now, this is protesters burning the American flag and defacing the 107th Infantry Memorial. And you see they put the Palestinian flag on there.
I did. Yeah.
So that's what they're doing out there. Okay, I mean, that's what's happening right now, 2024, on our campuses. A lot of money being pumped into these protests, of course, as I called earlier. All right, let's keep on going here. Here's somebody at Harvard giving the speech. This is a Harvard encampment spokeswoman. She's shaking with rage as she gives a press conference. Let's check it out.
Think this is going to stop? The student intifada has engulfed the entire country. It is changing the conversation, expanding the realm of possibility. And if these universities care only about their assets, the student movement will become a liability. If university portfolios make genocide profitable, the student intifada will make each day of continued investment more costly than the last. If these administrations run their campuses as tyrants, those campuses will become ungovernable. That's right.
It's so dumb, though. I don't understand. Like, these college kids, or not kids, these are adults. I mean, you're beyond 18, you're adults, young people. They're so dumb, though, because I always, like I said to you guys before, when I was going to college, it's like I was empowered knowing that it's my money. If I don't like what's going on, I'm out. If I don't like what's happening, I'm out. I'm not going to pay money to do this. It's stupid.
The Harvard Out of Occupied Palestine Coalition is proud of the discipline with which its student protesters have conducted themselves in the face of daily intimidation and abuse. But here at Harvard, the administration has left the student movement with few options to seek the change they advocate for. And make no mistake, whatever happens next, it will be the result of the choices that Harvard has made.
That's what's happening right there. We got the big hoop earring. Shout out to you. I kind of know what's going on there. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we got a lot more. We got some more protest videos. This is more of an up close shot of the trash can boys. This is Portland, I believe. Portland State University.
We saw.
So this is happening, nationwide. It's all over the place. And again, I think we all know the reason why it's happening. We have an election coming up. And that they want to push that forward right now. All right. That is the whole issue. All right. Let me just get some sound and let it rock and roll.
All the protesters come out the front door of the library. Just watch. And then I'm going to let you watch what happens here. And they just started running away.
A group of protesters, they just came out of the front door and they have these shields. We see traffic cones. They are running now towards the barricades and they're breaking through them, running out. We hear chants of "We love you" from the other protesters out here. I don't see any police running in to get any of them. I see nobody trying to stop them.
And that is a question we're going to have for Portland Police, for the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office. What happens to these folks who just took off? Both Mike Warner and Joe English saw.
Now, what happened was they destroyed the library because they took it over. Just like what happened with Chaz Chop and all of that some years ago. Same thing. They destroyed the library and they escaped without being captured by the police. Now, I don't know if that was the same guys that got tackled by cops, but they look similar. They have the similar things. So if these not the same guys that got tackled by the cops with the trash can shields, you got to ask yourself, is it a playbook circulating around the whole country? Okay, get some trash cans from inside the school, get a knife, chop them up and make a makeshift shield. I mean, again, that's where all the money comes from. There's money behind not only giving these people resources, signs and whatever, also giving them training. We saw Emory where they were actually getting training about how to quote unquote resist. Who's leading the training? Where did they come from? How did they get their travel paid for? these questions are pretty easily answered when you see where the money trail leads to. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got a lot more to get into. Now, this is Denver. Pro-Palestine protesters blocking traffic, which is the worst thing in the world. You want to block traffic? Man, check it out. All I got is 2 words. Well, I got 4 words. Pedal to the metal. Check it out.
Fuck up!
RP to the headphone user. Sorry for that. Let's start from the top.
Fuck up! You got people in front of this car! Oh! Bro, let me get my loads where I needed to go, bro. Let me go, bro. I don't want to hear nothing else, bro. Call your boss and tell him we're here. Take a picture.
So we got the black guy, the truck driver, probably calling dispatch or the police or somebody trying to get through these people. So you got a lot of these mostly 85% white kids blocking this black man trying to get to his destination, working, taking care of himself, taking care of his family, but they want to get in the way. But yet we for the minority, right? I mean, make that make sense.
Call him and tell him that, then. What do you mean make a fool of myself? Y'all look at the road. You're impeding fucking traffic. That's what the fuck you're doing. That's the goal. That's the fucking idea.
So he's saying, look, y'all are impeding traffic. He said, and they're saying that's the goal. That's the idea, to impede traffic. It's like, what I got to do with it? I'm just trying to work, man. Y'all in the way. Y'all, look, I don't come to your job and knock over the French fries and all that kind of stuff, okay? I don't come acting the fool, knocking the register over, dumping out the grease in the French fry basket. I don't do that at your job, so don't get in my way while I'm doing my job.
Indigenous people. I fuck better than this shit y'all got going on, bro. I got a job to do. I don't give a fuck. Your job won't care. So why are you talking to me? I'm not going to.
Man, nah, ain't no way. Look, listen, pedal to the metal. Vroom, vroom. You're gonna feel all them pistons in that engine. Real talk. Ain't nobody got time for that. Look, man, I'm trying to work. You just in the way. That's the worst thing in the world. You want to just do whatever you want to do on your own time or on the side of the road. Okay, cool. That's fine. But don't get in the way. Now, this is Springfield, Massachusetts. Is that where they're filming this? Is that where the Simpsons is based out of? Is that a fictional place? Is that Springfield, Mass, or Springfield, Illinois for the Simpsons location? I don't know. But anyway, so they shut down traffic because they want to put permanent pride crosswalks on the roads.
The city of Springfield.
All right, hold on. Sorry for the headphones. RIP to the headphone users.
Partnered with the Springfield Pride Parade organization to host a Pride crosswalk painting. The event was held at Main Street and Bridge Street and ran until noon. Springfield High School students were the main contributors to the project as part of the city's Safe Space initiative. The goal is to support inclusivity and provide public recognition to remind LGBTQ+ youth that they are safe and members of the community. The city of Springfield.
Yeah, no, I mean, so dumb. That's the worst things in the world, man. And look, down here, you do something like that, all it's gonna do for them big rig, for them F-150 boys, all they're gonna do is just burn rubber all on that. You're gonna have guys in full-size trucks doing donuts on that crosswalk. Donuts in the morning. Look, it'd be all pretty and rainbowy and whatnot at noon, but the next morning, 8 a.m., is going to be completely marked up. Completely marked up. And nobody would get arrested for doing it. So, and shout out to this guy right here for getting acrobatic to avoid the LGBT. That's how you do it. Skip all the stairs. That's what I'm talking about. And why has it got to be everywhere? You know, one thing about some of the LGBTs, they say, oh, man, just let us live. All we want to do is just be ourselves. Okay, cool. So if that's the case, then why do I see a monument for homosexuality all over the place? Like, y'all just do what you do over there. Why I got to be constantly reminded about it? Why am I walking down the street and I see this big rainbow flag in the middle of the ground? For what? Why? I don't really understand. Anyway, let's keep on moving here. And if you like what you're hearing, y'all know what to do. Oh, here's something. Here's more of the wokeness. Boy Scouts. Now, Boy Scouts, I don't know. How do you guys feel about Boy Scouts? I know there's been like a lot of controversy because you got girls that are trying to be Boy Scouts, and that has really been weird. Some of these Scout leaders or the counselors been caught up doing things they shouldn't be doing, having, pictures on their phone that shouldn't be there. There's all kind of stuff. How do you guys feel about the Boy Scouts of America? Are they a good organization, bad organization? What do you think about them? How about Girl Scouts? Good, bad, in between? All I really know about Girl Scouts, to be honest, is them selling them cookies. And that's my weak spot, man. That's like, if I was Superman, my kryptonite would be cookies. You could pretty much neutralize all my powers with some cookies. And the worst ones are those Walmart cookies. Oh, my goodness. Listen, a packet of Walmart cookies with the frosting, man, look, that's like fentanyl. To me, look, I've never done any kind of hard drug at all. But I've never in my life decided to say, hey, you know what I want to do is just shoot up some fentanyl. I never wanted to do that. But in my mind, I think that it'd be the equivalent of what those Walmart cookies do to me. Oh, my goodness. Those things is like Pringles, which you pop, you can't stop. Full of sugar, diabetes, it's a mess. But anyway, my point is that those cookies that get to me, that's all I already know about the Girl Scouts. But the Boy Scouts, I know that they've been through some controversy. Okay. Do they help some kids? This cup of coffee says I was a Girl Scout, but that was in the late 70s, early 80s. Golf and Gun says Boy Scouts were great. They ruined it now. Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm thinking about. Okay. Walmart cookies. Oh, you don't know beef and chicken? Listen, somebody inform our good friend Beef and Chicken about the Walmart cookies, please. Hold on. Before I get to the Boy Scouts kerfuffle, I just wanted to show the Walmart cookies to show you my my previous vice. Like these right here, listen to me very well. These right here, man, look, the reason why I'm not built like LeBron James right now is because of these cookies in various colors, various flavors. But these right here, man, listen, those cookies from Walmart, look, you go on Walmart and when you go into the grocery section, it'll be right there in front. You're trying to get to, I might, try to get some rice or something that's more reasonable, a more reasonable carbohydrate. It'd be a whole big thing of sweets, all kind of cakes and cookies and pies and everything right there. But these right here, man, listen, fentanyl in the form of carbohydrates. Oh my goodness. Yes, Spanish fly. Those are crack and it's so addicting. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Hey, Bit Lebowski, I understand. 100% saturated fat. Look, I get it. I understand. I totally get that they're bad. That's my problem. I had to quit those things cold turkey. Okay. And every now and again, I'll be fiending. It's like, man, you know what? I should go to Walmart right now and get some of those cookies because I need them. But I don't give in to temptation. I stay strong and I don't let the cookie craving consume me. You understand? But anyway, that was a tangent. Let's go back to your Boy Scouts and see what's happening with them. All right, let's check it out. This is Roger Crone, CEO of the Boy Scouts of America. Check it out.
This really strong message to everyone in America that they can come to this program, they can bring their authentic self, they can be who they are, and they will be welcomed here. The argument that I make with the people that say, well, I always like Boy Scouts of America or BSA, why do we have to change? Membership is at historic lows, right? part of my job is to reduce all the barriers I possibly can for people to accept us as an organization and to join. Sends this.
So the caption here is Boy Scouts of America are changing their name to Scouting America to be more inclusive and welcoming. Why not focus on things the boys like to do? Boy Scouts is woke and a dead brand. They ruined it. So how you guys feel about that? The CEO saying, look, we have an all-time low membership, so we're trying to get everybody to join. Rather than being Boy Scouts, we're going to be called Scouting America. And obviously, that'll be for boys and girls to be able to join. So how do you feel? Is that a good move? Is it a bad move? Again, there was a movement a while back for girls to join the Boy Scouts because the Girl Scouts were not doing things that they wanted to do. Some of the more outdoorsy stuff. So you guys let me know. Okay, is that good, bad? It's not really a big deal. Regardless of what, that's what's happening right now, 2024. I see what you're saying, Cam. I can't read that one, but that's funny. Somebody said it sounds sus. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot going on. Okay. Now, I think we've covered a similar story, but this is, I think, this might be Boston or somewhere else. Fox 31 News talking about, hey, man, if you have extra room, give it to a migrant. This was a thing in Boston, but I'm not quite sure where this is. Check it out.
Now, if you're interested in learning more about hosting a migrant family, all you got to do is take out your phone, dial 211. It's as easy as that. You're going to be asked a few questions, things along the lines of how long are you able to host somebody? What kind of space are you available to provide? And Kettering says you can expect that phone call to last about 20 minutes.
Okay, so we're in Denver, Colorado. In Denver, they're trying to solicit you, just regular normies out there living in the area. Hey, you want to host a migrant family? Well, give this number a call, and we'll try to get it set up. All right, because they keep coming across the border. They're coming to Denver. They're coming to the major cities that have resources, and they don't have anywhere to put them. They're kind of going broke. So rather than the city spending money, rather than not being a sanctuary city, rather than just closing the border up, rather than advocating for the border to be closed, they want you to pick up the pieces. Hey, we can't put them anywhere, so you took them in your house. That's what's happening. Again, that's already happening right now in Boston, and it's happening in Denver, Colorado as well. That was a story out of Denver. All right. Now, speaking about Boston, taxpayers are footing the bill to feed the illegal aliens, and it did an investigation. And during the investigation, they found out that the city was paying $21 for a single spaghetti and hot dog meal. Now, I'm not sure how that goes together, but anyway, that's what they spent. Now, today, I did not have my HelloFresh ingredients. My box came in late, so I kind of scheduled the way I do my shopping, so I didn't have my food today. I got some food from P.F. Chang instead. I got a pad thai from P.F. Chang. It was all right. They changed the recipe. The tofu was it tasted like cardboard. I didn't really like it too much. It kind of sucked, to be totally honest. But anyway, I had to get something to eat. I ain't got a lot of time. I go to P.F. Chang, get a pad thai. Now, that was like $21 for pad thai from a restaurant. So why does it cost $21 for spaghetti and hot dogs? Like, what kind of meal is that anyway? That sounds like Beanie Weenies. You ever had that when you were a kid? I had that, Beanie Weenies. Now, if you don't know, which you guys, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, if it was only in my house, Beanie Weenies, you would have beans, like, what kind of beans? Like beans in the canned beans and a hot dog, and you had the hot dog cut up and you put it in the beans, Beanie Weenies. I was eating that when I was a little kid, though. That's like back in the super hood days. But it was good, though. For me, about 5 years old, man, I used to love some Beanie Weenies. Okay? Oh, that was like my favorite during that time. Anyway, I digress. Let's just watch some of this here.
Honestly, there's nothing edible.
Here are some of the dinners that tax.
Yes, thank you. Y'all, pork and beans. Yes. We call it Beanie Weenies, but pork and beans. Yes, thank you. Baked beans with hot dogs cut up in it. Yep. That was the thing. So it was not just me that had it. I'm glad that we are all family. We all had the same meals growing up.
Honestly, there's nothing edible.
Here are some of the dinners that taxpayers paid $21 for. Spaghetti with hot dogs and rice with one chicken drumstick.
Wait a minute. So look at the meals. Spaghetti and hot dogs. Wait, what kind of culture has this? Okay, what is going on? Have you guys ever had spaghetti and hot dogs mixed together? Now, I've had some food in my day. I've had some food, but I don't think I ever had hot dogs with spaghetti noodles. This is like a ghetto. This is like pad thai if you have no ingredients. Okay, we got some noodles that's kind of like, the noodles in pad thai. You got some vegetables, and I don't know what that is. There's a carrot right there and hot dog.
And rice with one chicken drumstick.
The spaghetti with the hot dog in it. Really? We're paying $21 for that. Okay. It's crazy.
These lunches and dinners were given to migrants and homeless families at the Fairfield Inn, Dedham, Boston. The contract obtained by the I-Team shows the state is paying this one hotel $7,343,316.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, before we get to this bill right here for Fairfield Inn, I guess that's the hotels that they were staying in. So you guys saying Filipino spaghetti. I never had that. Now, I've had Filipino food, but I've had pancit, but I never had Filipinos. I never had hot dogs with my spaghetti. I never had that. I didn't have chicken adobo, pancit, lumpia, all of that. But spaghetti and hot dogs, I might gotta try it. But I think I have had sausage and spaghetti, so I guess that's kind of similar. But anyway, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back.
Really, we're paying $21 for that. Okay. It's crazy.
These lunches and dinners were given to migrants and homeless families at the Fairfield Inn, Dedham, Boston. The contract obtained by the I-Team shows the state is paying this one hotel $7,343,316 for food.
So look, the hotel that they're staying in, one hotel for the migrants. Just for the food, they're paying $7.3 million. Now, I don't know over what period of time that is. It can't be more than a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe, 18 months. 7.3 million for food. And that includes the beanie weenies and stuff like that.
Food, with no provision or requirement that the meals be nutritious or meet USDA recommendations, leaving it up to the hotel to decide what to serve.
Honestly, there's nothing edible.
Here are some of the dinners that taxpayers paid $21 for.
I mean, that's crazy. It's like a chicken bone right there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And the thing is, it's like, okay, I understand it's food, but now we're just paying too much. And I feel like the hotel, they charge them whatever they want to charge. They got a blank check. They can run it up. That might have cost them $3, but you're going to charge them $21 because why not? We're going to just get money. Getting money. It's like paying for parking at a hotel that has plenty of parking. It's just, you're just getting money. Running the checkup. Ancillary fees. Anyway, speaking about money to try and fix a problem, Gavin Newsom talking about the homeless issue.
What we call a 10-year plan to end chronic homeless in San Francisco.
How are you going to solve homelessness? What are you going to do as a new mayor? And I said, well, what are you going to do?
Focus on a housing first model, direct access to.
Now, what you're seeing right here, if you guys can't actually see the screen, this is Newsom throughout the years talking about ways to solve the homeless issue in San Francisco. First in 2008, and then he goes throughout the years talking about ways to fix a problem that can't be fixed with what he's talking about.
Housing, shelter, salt, sleep, housing with wraparound and support services,
solve homelessness. Homelessness absolutely can be solved.
Laid out a detailed homeless strategy. There's been no intentionality on homelessness in this state for decades. It's not been a focus.
I don't think we can solve homelessness. I know we can solve homelessness. We will reduce street homelessness quickly and humanely through emergency action. The highest investment the state's ever made is $1 billion on homelessness. We are poised to pass a budget in the next few hours that will provide $12 billion of investment. I can literally quantify 58,000 people that we got off the streets last year, and none of you would believe it. This state has not made progress in the last 2 decades as it relates to homelessness. Why? We're not interested in funding failure. We're not interested in failing more efficiently when it comes to the issue of homelessness and the crisis on the street.
I mean, all they're doing, they keep spending more and more money, giving more and more lip service. But the more money they spend, the worse the problem gets, because all that people see, the homeless, all they see is a way to have resources and a comfortable way of life. Or they could just smoke crack all day and live comfortably when they get all these resources. That's all that happens. So the more money you spend, the worse the problem gets. It's like feeding stray cats. All you're going to do is have the cats keep coming to you. And you might just have one cat, and then you'll have more cats, because they know they can go to you to get food. If you didn't provide food, then they wouldn't come to you. This is very simple. Humans are not that complicated all the time. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we got some more here. I kind of want to get to this one. This is Kathy Hochul talking about black kids and the computers. All right, let's check it out. And let's get some sound in the video. Let's let it roll.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world to open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
Now, there was so much here. There's a lot there. And in my video, I wanted to get her, I wanted to set her straight, but also have a different conversation, because there's a lot to what she said. It's not just as simple as saying that she's wrong, which is true, but there's more. Hear me out. Of course, kids know what computers are. It don't really matter what color you are. They know what computers are. Okay, that's not, these kids are pretty tech savvy. At least on, kids are tech savvy enough to understand technology on the consumer level. I'll put it to you that way. They're not always tech savvy to understand how to produce things with technology. And that is the problem. So if she was trying to say that a lot of these poor kids, or young people in general, not just black kids in the Bronx, but if she was trying to say they don't know how to maximize the technology they have in front of them, that's something else. But they know what computers are. I mean, and something else, a lot of kids don't use desktop computers. A lot of kids every day are using their cell phones and tablets, things of this thing, maybe a laptop, but they're not necessarily into desktop computers. Some of the kids are, but not really. It's to the point now where most desktops that you see are for like gaming, a specific purpose. It's not, back in my day, of course, when we first got computers, it was all desktops. Having a laptop was kind of like high end. That wasn't really a thing yet. Of course, there's no cell phones. There's no tablets. If you had a computer, it was a desktop. So it was common to have that. Kids nowadays don't really use desktops. And that's for most people. You guys are probably watching right now, not on a desktop. Either it's going to be on your phone or a television, some kind of streaming device, but not necessarily a desktop computer. Now, me, I have 2 monitors, DSLR camera, and a custom built PC. That's not a common setup at all. So if you want to talk about kids not knowing how to really get into STEM, black and Hispanic kids, that's a different story. But don't say we don't know what computers are. That's just silly. But you know what? This is part of her own technical ignorance. Some people that are her age don't understand computers. So they may think a lack of prowess in the STEM field equates to not knowing what computers are, because that's what they think. They think that STEM means computers. So if you're not getting a job in cybersecurity, then you don't know what a computer is. That's just not how that works. But again, that's her generation. I'm not sure how old she is. Let me just check right quick. This is Kathy Hochul. How old is she? 65. Yeah, like my parents' age. I'll tell you. I'll give you a little story about my dad. R.I.P. to him. But many years ago, I'm a computer nerd. I'm a big nerd. I grew up with computers. My mom really put me on because she's also a computer nerd. And my first computer, I was running DOS commands. Like, I was really into it. And then as time progressed, I got more and more into it. I could easily break them apart. I can build them. It's nothing. I just like that part of it. I've never had a computer that I couldn't fix. At one point when I was like in my early 20s, I had a little business where I would fix computers. So if you had a virus or you wanted to make an addition, you wanted to put a DVD drive in it, come to me, I got you. I'll charge a little bit of money, or if I knew you, I might do it for free. But anyway, I'm getting off track. My dad calls me one day. He's freaking out. Anthony, the computer won't come on. I got to turn the computer on. I got to do something. I'm like, Dad, chill out. It's probably not really a big deal. So I'm going through my mind a little checklist. Okay, why would the computer not come on? First question I ask. Hey, Dad. Son, yes, son? Is the computer plugged up? And I could hear him on the phone smiling. He's like, I'll talk to you later. The computer was not plugged up. A lot of the older generation, her age, my dad's age, my parents' age, a lot of them don't really understand computers at all. So again, they may look at Black and Hispanics not really being in STEM as much as whites and Asians as Black and Hispanics not knowing what computers are. That's not what that means. But in her mind, it means that. You see what I'm saying? So she's just ignorant and does not know really what's going on with the whole situation. What's happening is many of the Black and Hispanic kids are good with technology from a consumer level. We're able to get computers and go in there and do certain things, maybe like start a little side hustle, drop shipping. We can go on TikTok. We can edit videos and go on YouTube and Twitch and game and things like that. But we're talking about the more high tech stuff, the high math and all that, cybersecurity, we're not really there. So that is an issue we got to really tighten up. So yeah, Kathy Hochul was simply wrong, but that's just her ignorance with technology, not understanding how to really articulate her point. So her speaking at this conference really is kind of dumb. It's like, okay, I understand you're the governor, but why would you go to a place talking about technology and not be technical yourself? If you're a governor and you have a technical background, then that makes sense. But I don't think she really understood what she was saying. Yeah, I don't think she really understood. That's the main thing. So the point I'm making, a lot of us just get more to the consumer side of it, not necessarily on the producer side of it. Okay. And then also a lot of kids don't use desktop computers, so they're not really handy with doing what I'm doing. And I know people that, listen, I know content creators that are young people, and they do YouTube, they make videos. My one guy, shout out to you, man, if you're watching, shout out to you. Really smart guy, make a lot of money, works in corporate, good dude, making YouTube videos. I saw him one time. We were at this event. He was in the lobby making the video. And I'm asking him, hey, how long are you taking to make that one video? He's like, 30 hours. I'm like, 30 hours to edit one video? Like, you got to do better than that, man. Like, for me, I'm trying to edit a video from start to finish in less than 45 minutes to an hour. From writing an article on my website to shooting my content to editing it to maybe even shooting an ad, making the version for Facebook and Instagram, 1 hour. I don't have 30 hours to spend on one video. I'm putting out 3 a day plus live streams and short videos and another channel. I don't got that kind of time. But he was good at making the video, but it was inefficient. What he was doing was using the trackpad to actually move things like, yo, where's your mouse at? You're kind of like scrunched up like this on the trackpad. They understand technology very well. They know what things are, but they may not do it in a way that's efficient enough for a professional application. Okay, that's the thing. And we got to get young people to that point so they can make money in future work. A lot of these Asian kids coming over here, they own it already from a young age. They own it already. And some of the kids that got money, whether they be black, white, or whatever, they go to some of these advanced programs where they learn these things. And sometimes their parents are able to teach them because they are into the fields, rather than it just being about a consumer mindset. They have a producer mindset. I was always a producer with technology. My mindset from a young age was not to use technology to just have fun. It was to make money. I had that mentality at 10 years old. That was my thought process. I remember I'm sitting there in my room, and it was a hole in the wall a little bit, and it was like ants coming through. I'm like, look, check it out. I'm going to use this computer right here to get out of this situation. And that's what I did. But a lot of kids nowadays just want to use it, have fun. It might make some money, but it's not really on a deep level. So anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, we got some more going on. Let's talk about Joe Biden. All right, let's talk about Joe Biden. Matter of fact, let's talk about AB, Antonio Brown, former NFL football player. Some say that he has CTE, you know, the injury you get in your brain from being hit during football. And I've shown him getting hit by Vontaze Burfict, which was really gruesome. I ain't going to show it no more. But basically, long story short, during a game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals, AB's on the Steelers, Vontaze is on the Bengals. Vontaze, I think is a linebacker, hits AB, the wide receiver, across the middle, and he hit him so hard his body just went like, it was like a rag doll. His head went everywhere. It was a gruesome hit. It was really bad. This was right around the time when they were trying to really get rid of helmet to helmet. It appeared to be a helmet to helmet, but it wasn't quite. It was more of a shoulder, but it might as well have been his head. It was crazy. Before that, AB, Antonio Brown, had some issues, but after that, it just went kind of off he was just doing anything. So some say he has CTE, some say he doesn't, but here he is talking about Joe Biden. Now, I'll tell you what, even if he does have CTE, he appears to be more cognizant than Joe Biden without CTE. All right. I know extra ill. He was crazy before they hit, but after they hit, I think it just kind of got turned up, in my humble opinion. But check it out.
Where are you at on the political spectrum? You're not a fan of Joe Biden or what?
Nah, I like Donald Trump. I seen Joe Biden online. He was shitting on himself and like falling all over. I'm like, yo, what's going on with him? He got teleprompters everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know, I got a good political opinion, but you know what I'm saying? I want the world to be a better place. I feel like we probably could do better with Trump helping more businesses and like coming back and taking over the 2024.
So you think Biden pooped his pants on that other video?
That's what the video showed. He was looking real shitty. Like, I know we all make mistakes. I mean, you shitted yourself before, right?
Actually, I have, but go ahead.
God damn. This CTESPN right here. That's a shitty message for you right there. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, as the country, we need to do a better job of, you know what I'm saying, with everything that's been going, the pandemic, the shots, everything that's been going.
Have you met Trump or you want to meet Trump?
I met him on the phone before I talked to him on the phone with Tom Brady one time. Yeah, he seemed like a cool guy.
You think Brady likes Trump, but he just can't admit it?
Yeah, he probably definitely like a candidate.
Well, nah, he already had the Trump hat. So he already did that. Speaking about Tom Brady, he already had a Trump hat in the locker room. So we already passed that. That's not really your news.
I can, though. Shout out to Donald Trump. You know what I mean? On the president's election, I might be coming to one of his inaugurations to the speech. I may be coming to one of the speeches.
Maybe we should. We should go to Mar-a-Lago and kick it. They throw
Let's
great
go,
parties.
man. We'll be the niggas of the day for that.
So yeah, there we go. Shout out to AB. He about to go off the edge, but you heard what he said about Joe Biden looking like he was, going in his diaper. And you know what? I'm gonna show that video of Biden looking like he had the toddler stance, because you guys got kids, you guys got nieces, nephews, or whatever. You have seen this stance, you already know what it is. That is going to be a loaded up diaper.
Hey guys.
All right, hold on one second. And I want to show one that doesn't have a bunch of stuff on it. Can I please get one that's unedited? There we go. Here we go. So here's Joe Biden, and he has the stance. Now, what's going on here? What is happening here? Like, why stop like that in your tracks? Are we going number 2, going number 1? Like, what's happening? I don't know what's going on, but hey, we all know that Joe Biden is about old as dirt, and sometimes these things can take place. All right. Then, of course, you got the nurse right here, Jill. Dr. Jill, what you mean? Nurse Jill? That's his caretaker at this point. That's a home health nurse. That's a whole CNA right there just for him. You already know what it is. So, yeah, that could be what's going on. I think that's what AB was referring to. He doodled on himself, doodled in a diaper. That is what's going on with your man, Creepy Sleepy Joe. Okay, now let's check out a little bit more. Hold on. Do I want to get to... Oh, I'm going to show one more about Biden. Then I'm going to get to the pastor out there in the Pittsburgh area. Yeah, let's show some of that. All right, here we go. So he's reading teleprompter word for word. At a certain point, you can't do that. You got to not read everything that's on the screen.
My theology professor at the Catholic school I went to was a guy named Riley, last name, and he had been drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
Riley last name? What kind of last name is last name? Is that his middle and last name? So his first name is Riley, middle name, last name, name. Is that how that works? One more time.
My theology professor at the Catholic school I went to was a guy named Riley, last name, and he had been drafted by the Green Bay Packers.
So I think they were just saying whatever his last name is, you need to fill in the blank. He just read it. He's struggling up there, man. This guy is so old. And my thing is, okay, how is he going to actually continue on? Do you guys know that Bernie Sanders is running for re-election? Bernie is older than Joe Biden. Can you believe it? Bernie's 82 years old. And the Senate is even longer than the presidency. 6-year term. Listen to me. Bernie Sanders turns 83 in September. 83 years old. So if he was to run and win, he would be 89 at the end of his term. 89 years old. I mean, at a certain point, we got to stop this, man. I think if you're over 80, let's go ahead and just retire. Over 80, or you have had cognitive problems. Like what's going on with Joe Biden. Let's do a real test to see what's happening with your brain, with your motor skills and everything else. And if you're not able to pass, then you need to go ahead and just retire. Same thing with driving. Listen, if you're up there in age and you're still able to drive, okay, that's fine. But if you're going 25 on the interstate, I need you to stop driving. In my neck of the woods, there's a max speed, well, there's a speed limit, not a maximum speed. There's a speed limit and also a minimum speed. The speed limit is usually 75. The minimum speed limit is 40 on the interstate, like on 75 going up in North Georgia, that area. 75 for the speed limit, 40 for the minimum. If you're going 25 miles an hour and you are looking like Joe Biden in there, it's time to stop. All right. Get into some type of, a senior transporter, a Uber or cab or something, but don't be on the road driving, and don't try to be the president of the USA looking like that. I mean, that's just crazy. And then again, Bernie Sanders, 82 years old, turning 83 in September, and is running again this year, 2024. Almost 90 years old at the end of his next term. He gonna die in office. He'll be, what's that, Dianne Feinstein? Is that who died in office? How old was she when she kicked the bucket? She was 90, right on the dot. So same, that's Bernie Sanders, right? That's his future. That'd be Bernie Sanders dying in office. Anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, so check it out. This happened in Pennsylvania, where a pastor had a gun pulled on him in service. Now, I want to just address something right quick. I was seeing some people said that this was staged, it was fake, and it wasn't real. Well, the police found his cousin dead, and hold on, let me rephrase. The police found the shooter's or the attempted gunman's dead cousin in his home. So the attempted gunman had already killed his cousin before he went to the church. You understand? So if this was staged, then that dead body wasn't staged. So how did that happen? You see what I'm saying? God was on their side. He went into the church, tried to shoot the pastor, but it didn't work out well for him. Let's check it out.
According to police, this whole situation started yesterday when Jesus Dwelling Place Church was live streaming its service. That stream captured the terrifying moment when Polite pulled out a gun and aimed it directly at Pastor Glenn Germany. By some miracle, when Polite tried to fire the gun, it jammed. Germany took cover, and Clarence McAllister, the church cameraman, jumped into action, taking Polite to the ground.
I'm just grateful that, God seen it, that nobody got hurt, especially when the guy had the gun pointed directly at his head.
According to police, this whole situation started yesterday when Jesus Dwelling Place Church was live streaming its service. That stream captured the terrifying moment when Polite pulled out a gun and aimed it directly at Pastor Glenn Germany.
So, yeah, God was on their side because that gun was real. It was active. It just jammed when he tried to shoot the pastor. Now, the gunman, had mental issues, allegedly. The pastor talked to him, and he was just talking crazy. He was like, yeah, something was wrong with him. And again, the attempted gunman's cousin was found in the attempted gunman's home, dead. The guy had killed him and then went to the church, tried to kill the pastor. So, yeah, shout out to the usher for coming through and saving the pastor, saving everybody else, because there was people in the church. This is during church service. Sunday, during service, people were in there. The pastor's daughter was in there. It was crazy. It was a mess. So, yeah, definitely a miracle. Why did he do that? He was crazy. He killed his cousin, and then he tried to kill the pastor. Talking about he was hearing voices. He was just crazy. People, when you hear voices like that, sometimes you do crazy things. And, but unfortunately, sometimes people don't see the signs of this. Now, in this case, you couldn't really see any kind of signs. The guy just showed up and did that. But in the Secret Service, you had the lady that was fighting other Secret Service agents. During her onboarding in 2016, they said that she was hearing voices, but somehow that was ignored. Now, I don't know why that was ignored. Okay, if you're hearing voices, maybe you need to get some mental health treatment rather than being rewarded as a Secret Service agent. I'm just saying that might make a little bit of sense, but I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, now, can I play one more here? Kristi Noem, please. Now, this is her with, what's this, Neil Varney on Fox. Now, I understand the whole thing about the dog situation. Some don't like it, but good grief, man. I mean, people are really going too far. I mean, what she did, number one, was legal. It's not illegal. It's like she's being treated like Michael Vick. Listen, Michael Vick went to jail. He went to the penitentiary and made big rocks to little for 2 years. People are treating her like him. He actually got locked up. He was doing illegal things with the dogs. She did not do anything illegal, but yet she's being treated the same way. And you know what? I'm going to just say one more thing before we get to this clip. This is why politicos are liars, because when you hear the truth, you're not always ready for it. You're not always ready. I tell a lot of stories, but I tell repeat stories because I can't tell everything. I don't have everybody's permission, number one. And number two, some things I would say you wouldn't really be able to handle. And I understand that. But this is why politicians give you the fake smile, shake hands, kiss babies, because that makes people feel good. They don't want to hear the unpleasant, unpopular stories. Okay? They don't want to hear that at all. One thing they don't like and you're dead. That's how it works. But let's just watch how he was behaving.
People think that you are in line to be Trump's vice president.
No, it's up to Donald Trump. He's the only person who will decide this. He's the only person who will decide. And I do speak to him.
May I ask what he said to you about being vice president?
I never tell anybody my personal conversations
Did
with
the dog story
President
come up
Trump.
in your conversation with
I talk
Trump?
to President Trump all the time.
About the dog?
About a lot of things. And right now, I tell you what, he is being persecuted in a political witch hunt in this court case. So I'm proud of him about how tough he is and how well he is doing.
Did you bring up
the
dog?
Yes, enough,
Trump,
Stuart.
With Trump. Did you
this
bring
interview
up the dog
is
with Trump?
ridiculous, what you were doing right now.
I don't
so
think
you
so.
need to stop. It is.
Okay.
It is.
We'll
Let's
stop.
talk about some real topics that Americans care about.
I'm afraid we're out of time.
Oh, well, of course we are.
We do thank you for being with us.
Right.
I know I pressed hard, but that's what people are talking about to this day.
Yeah.
Governor Noem, thanks for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.
You bet.
I mean, what in the world was that, Varney? Good grief. That was crazy. I can't tell if I'm watching Fox or MS13 DNC. That was nuts. Dog. It's like, my man, stop. You're badgering her because you're getting your feelings involved. Now, somebody asked a good question. Somebody said, hey, why didn't she rehome the dog? Well, she was actually the dog's rehome because the dog had a prior owner. She was second owner, and the prior owner had the same problem. So the first owner had the same idea you had. Let's rehome it. So Kristi Noem was the rehome. Now remember, Kristi Noem grew up on a ranch. So the dog was a working dog for the ranch, for the farm. And of course, they raise animals and they train dogs. She had put months into training the dog, but it just didn't work because the dog was still attacking the livestock, killed the livestock, and tried to attack her. So she's realizing we got a pattern here. The pattern is the first home, the dog was violent. With me, I'm a trainer. It's the new home. The dog is still violent. It's humane to put the dog down. Go ahead and do it, because what's going to happen is you're going to try to rehome it for the second time, get a second trainer on it for the same thing to happen. You know, at a certain point, some dogs cannot be saved. So what you do, rather than giving it to a shelter, well, they'll put it down, because let's be clear, shelters put down a lot of dogs every day. Yes, they do. PETA is a big one. PETA is a big hypocritical company. Y'all know I'm from Virginia. PETA's right there, headquartered in Norfolk, right on the banks of the Elizabeth River. How many sea animals had to get killed to build that building right there on the banks of the river? But anyway, they got shelters. Oh, we're so humane. We'll take your dog. We'll love it. And then the dogs get put down when they don't get adopted or when they have problems. You take it to a vet, the same thing. Dog gonna get put down. So rather than paying $1,000, rather than going to, just go ahead and put it down yourself. That's humane. That's a humane thing to do. Okay, people just act like it was just, the dog was acting crazy and she could have rehomed it. If you try to rehome a dog that's already been rehomed, what you're doing is called kicking the can down the road. Hey, you know what? Let somebody else do it. It's not my responsibility. It's not my job. I don't want to do the dirty work. Let them do it. And that was part of the reason why I was in the book. You see, the story is an old story, so it had been used against her. So if she didn't put it in the book, if she didn't get out in front of it, what was going to happen is she could have been the VP. And then in October, here's the story. New York Times, Kristi Noem killed her dog, fit of rage. it blows the whole election up because people are so sensitive about their dogs. So rather than the story coming out at that time, let me get out in front of it. It was an old story that was already out there. They were holding it to put it out there to surprise her in November or something like that. That was going to happen. And beyond that, it shows it shows her being able to do things that others don't want to do. Somebody else will say, hey, you know what? Give it to a vet, give it to a shelter, let them do it. Which is, you know what? I got it. I'll do it. But not everybody wants to hear that. You see, it's just like some people talking about, getting your food from the grocery store rather than getting it from a farm. People going hunting. Okay, you going hunting and killing animals. Oh, why you gotta hunt? We're gonna eat the food. Oh, but why you gotta kill it in the forest? You can go to the store and get food. People want to eat the food that had to get killed by somebody, but they don't want to know that the animal got killed for them to be able to eat it. It's the same kind of process, in my humble opinion, but I digress. Yeah, and then she was speaking about Biden's dog, saying that Biden's dog should have got put down. Yeah, listen, Biden's dog, Commander, bit 24 people. I mean, look, half of the time when the dog bit, it required hospitalization. One person, and by the way, the dog was biting Secret Service agents. One of the agents bled on the Oval Office floor. Rehome it, ABL. 24 people? Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And, yo, check it out. They said Commander got rehomed, but have you seen it since? Rehomed. That dog been dead. They put that dog down the next day. But because, again, people want to get lied to and told things, make them feel nice and fuzzy inside. Oh, the dog was rehomed. Yeah, they got the home is the upper room. That the home is a puppy heaven. Okay, the new home is 6 feet in the dirt. That's where the new home is. The home is not with some family getting love. Man, please. You biting 24 people. Listen, if I gave you a dog and I said, hey, man, my dog got problems. It bit 24 people. One person had to get stitches and they were bleeding on my hardwood floors in my house. Okay, I'll take the dog. Man, please. That dog is in puppy heaven. That dog is not rehomed. That dog is in the upper room. That's where he's at right now. But anyway, I digress. Rehomed in heaven. Exactly, exotic. Okay, we got super chats on deck. Then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. We're going to get to all the calls in just 1 minute. Y'all hang tight. And where are we going to go first? Thank you to Per Pill, who says, this stream is so chill. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you to Lothair, who says, I was so broke growing up when I was younger. Internet, haha, you go to the library to go to the internet. I remember those days, going to the library, go to the internet. Thank you to Lothair again, who says, a furry teaching kids, I'm going to vomit. That's even coming out of my mouth. Shout out to Matt, who says, Bill Gates forgot about the 60 million cow, aka buffalo, who roamed the plains before they were killed off. We don't want to talk about that, huh? So I guess maybe those 60 million buffalo farting was not a problem back then, but now it is with fewer of these bovine roaming around. Matt also says, Maxine Waters says rednecks are training in hills. I did see that. I may cover that particular story in the video. Thank you to Regina, the godmother, who says, ABL, do you know of the Kent State Massacre, May 4th, 1970? Google it. Ask your parents what happened to those Vietnam protesters. Trust that they didn't plan to be open fired upon by the Ohio National Guard. People died. Yeah, that's crazy. Thank you to Tony Hay Munkits, who says, hello, my friend. God, I've been watching for so long. Shout out to you, boss. And he also says, gifted, or you get to some membership. Appreciate you for that. They get to pick up a coffee for becoming a member. And they say, New York Governor, first thought, games and hacking, probably, lady. Yeah, for sure. Talking about the kids and computers in the Bronx. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. We got calls to get to. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 1220. The number is always in the description, also in the ticker right there below me, 434-658-1220. There is also an email in the description if you want to call that way. If it doesn't work right, don't blame me, blame the white man. All right, y'all give me a second here. RP to the headphone users. There we go. All righty, Matt, what's going on?
Anthony, what's good?
It's all good, man.
Yeah, I guess there was 60 million buffalo in the United States, and I think there's 40 million cattle right now.
Yeah, so I guess the buffalo wasn't a problem back then, but now with fewer cow, there is a problem. It's weird.
Yeah, it's wild. I learned about that when that Cliven Bundy was taking his cattle back. He was talking about how the Bureau of Land Management was all upset because the free-range cattle could stomp the desert tortoise. The desert tortoise lived in Nevada, and somehow survived all the nuclear bombs that they dropped there by eating the buffalo poop. And I guess they really like the free-range cattle poop, so they're just making it up as they go along, man. It's wild.
Of course.
And then what I was saying about you had the video of them training to fight the police on the Ivy League grounds. I was kind of laughing that Maxine Waters was warning everybody that they're training to fight the government up in the hills like the rednecks are doing it. And they're straight training each other how to fight the police, which is it's funny. That commander dog, did you hear that it actually sniffed some of Hunter Biden's crack and kind of went bath salts on the Secret Service agents? That's what really happened.
I did not hear that, but that makes sense.
Two more points. I was in Mexico City a couple weeks ago, doing some stuff for work, and man, they love the United States more than we do. It was refreshing. They listen to all this old outlaw country, stuff like Guns N' Roses too. Like they know all the words. They don't even speak English. It's just wild.
Wow.
So it was kind of refreshing to see like them. I mean, they even like the American flag. It was pretty unusual to see that. And then if you want to do that whole man on the street, come on up. Come out here Seattle way. And everybody here hates me with a passion. I would love to get out with a microphone and ask them some of those Hochul questions. You know what I mean? Like, why don't you think black people are going to vote one way or another? And then to have you come in, you know what I mean? I think you saw some videos like that and was pining to do some yourself, but you have an open invitation.
Right on, man. That sounds great to me.
Yeah. All right, man. All right, I'll let you go. Great show. It's fun listening to you while I work.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Later.
So shout out to my man, Matt. Great call. Absolutely. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I got to tell you, I got to give you guys something here. My stream could cut off because we got a storm. I'm going to show you this screenshot of what's happening right now. This is 10:14, so this is like just a few minutes ago. This is like all around me. You see all that right there? Now, I'm not going to point to my exact location, but I'm somewhere right in this area with all this stuff. Okay? So, yeah. If we get hit with some kind of bad rainstorm, and I'm seeing some hook echoes like right there, between Dayton and Cleveland, it's a big echo right there. That means the tornado could happen. So my point is the stream could cut off because we got a storm that's like all around me. Right now, it's not too bad. It's just kind of regular. But yeah, be warned that the stream could cut off. But I'll be here until my regular ending time. All right. But anyway, the number to call. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But hey, I'm good right now. The number to call 434-658-1220. Did I steal the map? How would I steal it from Ryan Hall? Did I steal it or did I show it? I'm not sure that I steal something if I just show it. I'm not sure where that map came from, actually. I just saw it on my feed on Twitter. So I have no idea who had that map. So shout out to whoever had that map. Let's keep on rocking. 918, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? It's JB Scotchman from Oklahoma. Now calling from Missouri. How are you doing?
Everything's all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Yeah, these storms been out of control the last few days or last week, you know. Yeah, we had them pass through here earlier today. Now they're coming your way, so watch out, man. But anyway, a couple things. Kristi Noem. Yeah, how much you want to bet that all these people that are making a big fuss about her shooting that dog are pro-abortion?
Yeah, right, true. That's correct.
So it's okay to kill an innocent human baby, but you know, if a dog acts up, it's a big deal. Which it's so stupid. I mean, I've had to put down dogs in my day, you know, because I live out, you know, kind of in a rural area. So yeah, do it yourself, or yeah, go to the vet and spend hundreds of dollars to, you know, give them a shot. It didn't make any sense, but my take on that, it's a stupid story. They're making too much of a big deal about it. But the computer thing. What was her name? Kathy something. I can't. The
Hochul.
Governor of New York.
Hochul.
Okay, yeah. Oh man, she just took a card out of Joe Biden's book right there, saying it's like him saying like black kids are just as smart as white kids or rich kids or something like that. You know, black kids don't know what the word computer means. Like, come on, seriously. Like, I grew up poor. We didn't have the money for a computer in my house. I mean, and shoot, my parents, they wouldn't even know how to turn a computer on. They don't know what button to push. So it's a generational thing, but yeah, we had new computers in school, you know, back in the day, and I was always looking forward to using that. But yeah, the way she said that, you know, it pisses me off too. And I'm a white dude. It's like you're gonna label a whole race of people and say that they're like computer illiterate. Like that's messed up. You know, like, and then people still vote for her. I don't get it.
Right on.
Yeah. But anyway, man, yeah. Fellow PC builder here, man. There's some good games coming out this month. All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Just enjoying the show as always.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, later, dude.
All right, shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Let's go to. I almost had that one. I was a little bit too slow to the trigger. Number to call 434-658-1220. 904. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, this is Mickey.
All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, I had a serious question about the protests in the colleges right now. Do you think that there's some kind of mental epidemic going on right now? Because I can't believe how many colleges are basically going into chaotic mode, destroying their own colleges and creating a potential unfortunate future for the college goers who are going there in the future. So do you think that there's like Elon Musk calls it a woke mind virus? where it's all these people who are very young who are just sort of buying into this idea that they have to protest to make a change in Israel/Gaza.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think what's happening on college campuses is that they are just following the trends. It's just cool. Like a lot of these kids don't even know what's going on. You ask them, hey, why are you here? I don't know, because my friend is here and they told me to come down. They don't even really know why they're there. They're just doing things because others are doing it.
Yeah, and I saw a music video came out. I think it was by Kendrick Lamar or somebody else who's popular about there's a music video about protesting. And also one of the very interesting parts of this music video is that the singer or the rapper says he will not vote for Biden in November. So we have this weird clash of like people who are protesting and defending Palestine, but at the same time being influenced by musicians who are explicitly stating that they will not vote for Biden. So I think that's very interesting.
It really is interesting. Absolutely.
So do you think that it's like a sort of a virus, a mind virus in a sense, where people are just following along with the trend and not really thinking about the 10,000 foot view facts? Or do you think that it's just a matter of influencers having a grasp or having some sort of hold on the youth?
It's just a trend. People just see things that are popular on social media. And also, let's not forget about the financial element of it, because these things are funded. So they're organized to do things. It's like, okay, you see what friends are doing over here, this campus and that campus. Do you want to be part of it? So they're able to be organized that way. So people see things. They want to be part of it. They want to be part of a community. They want to do something, and it's set up for them to be part of it.
Well, and that's interesting you say that, because this particular music video, I want to say it's by Kendrick Lamar, who's a very popular rapper. Do you think that it's possible that Biden is funding this type of music to go out to the youth?
Nah, it's not Biden.
Well, what do you think it is? Do you think it's like the overall like chess players, the big wigs?
Yeah,
of
course, always. It's the George Soros and other people. It's them. It's private companies, private interests for their own purposes. It's not necessarily the Biden administration. I mean, people could do things on behalf of the Biden administration or to help them because of their own needs. Like, it wouldn't be somebody that's doing a thing just to get Biden reelected. It'd be a thing that people are doing to fulfill their own purposes.
I believe that, because I've been hearing a lot of stories lately about protesters being paid to protest. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was musicians, popular musicians, being paid to write songs to influence the youth. Do you believe that that's something that's been going on for a while, or something that's only been happening like recently because of the election?
I don't believe in that part about the songs. I don't think that's happening.
Oh, okay. Well, I do appreciate your opinion. Why do you think it's not being influenced by, let's say, pop culture, or
You can't make people like things like it. These people don't understand. All they can do is just put money behind certain things that they want to get out there. It's not about them making the song to say, hey, like they're not that smart. All they can do is just catch on the waves that's already happening and amplify it. But they don't have the intelligence or even the ability to write songs specifically to influence people, because with that, it's just too much into it. People got to like it first. They got to like the music. All you can do is just amplify a thing that's already liked by people, but you can't really just say, hey, make this song that the kids are going to be influenced by and make them listen to it and put it on their TikTok. That's not how it works.
So do you think that the music industry is not influential, or do you think it has some percentage of influence on the youth?
It's influential, but it's not like the government can make them say certain things, or it's influential, but the government cannot create a rapper. They can't create a singer.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, ABL, I really appreciate your thoughts on this. It's very important. I think that music is so influential on young people, and sometimes I do wonder if the government has a hand in it. But if you don't believe that, then I'm very interested to hear what your beliefs really are. So
Right on,
thank you for all your videos.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Alrighty.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, it ain't government. They're not that smart to create rappers and be like, okay, we're going to just make this guy named Drake. He's just going to have this music that everybody likes it. But the government has no real role in that. It'd be third parties. The music industry, the labels, they'll put money behind somebody that they think can be influential, but that person must already have a buzz on their own. That's the way it works nowadays. This ain't, if it was like the 90s, it'd be a little bit different, but you still got to have music people like. They got to like it. If they don't like it, then it's not going to make a difference. All right. It'll just be completely corny at best. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Let's go to 702. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hey, brother.
All right,
I had to turn you off on there. Yeah, it's Tony. Hey, Monk. Hey, I have a few problems with this lady about the dog thing. I didn't jump on the bandwagon or anything, but from stories I heard, from her book and other people saying stuff, it doesn't seem like what she's saying is credible about how it happened and why she killed her dog. And I also don't I understand what you're saying about well, people get all weird because, they don't, they'll go to the store and buy meat, but they don't want to kill or hunt. But, a dog is our friend, man. You know what I mean? I just don't feel that, I don't know. I just don't trust that lady, man. I don't trust what she says. I don't know the whole story of what she says. I've heard from what you're saying and your perspective. And of course I can understand that, but I don't think it was an old yeller thing. If the dog was attacking somebody and she had to stop it and she shot the dog then, you know what I mean? Well, of course, you know what I mean? What are you going to do? But if she just decided to take the dog out and wherever and shoot it with a shotgun, this seems kind of weird to me. And also I've heard she cheated on her husband. I just don't trust the lady, but I digress.
I mean, that's fine. Everybody has their opinion, but Trump did the same thing, didn't he, with Stormy Daniels? Didn't that happen, allegedly?
Yeah, but
is it different?
Hold
on, wait.
Stormy Daniels said
okay
that she never had sexual intercourses with him, that was all a lie.
Okay,
but put it up there.
But see, now she's saying something different in court. So let's just say that she did. So is it different with Trump than it is on Kristi Noem?
Well, no.
Okay, so then
it's not.
All right, so do you trust Trump then?
Well, I've known Trump since I was a little kid. I like what he does. Okay. I see where you're going.
I'm just asking. I mean, because if it's
no, but you're right. No, what you're saying is correct. But I don't believe that Trump slept with her.
Okay.
She admitted they got it. I watch I don't know if you watch him, and maybe you should, because it's good knowledge. He's a lawyer, and he goes through all this. Robert Guevara, but he goes through everything, and she admitted years back that no, she never slept with them. They never had an affair. she said all that stuff.
I'm reading the
And then
headline.
all of a
Look,
sudden,
listen,
you know,
listen.
she can get some money or get something, and then she says she does.
Okay, hold on. Caller, listen to me now.
Okay.
I'm reading this I'm reading this right now from ABC News 7 hours ago. Daniel testified that she then had sex with Trump and that he did not wear a condom. That's from today. She said during the trial. So now you don't believe that. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Can I talk, please, caller?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
So you
I'm
don't.
listening.
Okay. So you don't believe that, but you do believe that Kristi Noem cheated on her husband?
I don't know much about Kristi Noem. I watched other shows of people explaining that was in her book and what she actually said. And then she's trying to cover it up like, you know, she did what she had to do. And then I watch you, and I love and respect your opinion. But then I don't know. I don't trust her opinion and what she's saying.
But why?
I don't think she killed the dog because, like, oh, she had to.
But here's a question. But why?
You know,
Scholar, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, why don't you trust her?
Well, just because the information I've gotten from other people about her talking about the dog, about how she had to kill a dog, and she put it in a book, and it was years ago.
So basically,
and it shouldn't be brought
sir,
up now.
sir, excuse me, sir, hello. So basically, you just don't believe the story, so you don't trust her. Period. Just because of that one story, you just kind of iffy about because
no,
dog
it's
man.
Not because of the one story. It's
what else is it?
Well, I'm trying to answer your question.
So what else is it?
It's not because of the one story. It's because of how she's trying to go about it. And I just don't. I just
go about what?
I can't prove what I feel. It's just what I feel.
Okay, so you're saying it's not. So you're saying it's not just about that one story. So what is it about aside from the one story?
Well, I heard I was watching. Oh gosh, who was it? I can't remember the lady's name. You know who she was. But she put it on. She read everything out of the book, what the lady said, and then now it's all different.
But what are we talking about? But let's
she tries to explain herself on the news.
Excuse me, sir. Let's be specific though. So what story are we talking about? Is it the dog story or is it something else?
I can't remember. Yeah, it's about the dog story.
So
excuse me,
when I asked you, sir, excuse me, sir. When I asked you if it was about that one story, you said, no, it's about more than that. But then you just said it's about the dog story. So it's about the one story.
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
I was going back to the dog story.
So, okay, listen, caller, listen, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
If you have more than the dog story as a reason why you don't trust her, then what else is it aside from the dog story?
Just a feeling.
Okay, so just feelings. Okay, that's totally fine. I understand people got feelings. I get it. But thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right, shout out to the caller. I mean, I know the feelings, man. The feelings, people got hearts, man. All right. 859, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up?
Everything's good.
Hey, sorry, my mouth is full. I was eating something. I wasn't expecting you to pick up this quickly. My bad. I was thinking some meat, have the munchies, But yeah, I'm calling in today because I have a major concern about our First Amendment. A real major concern. I mean, now Ben Shapiro is supporting hate speech laws against us. Conversations that we have on live television and stuff that you post up might be in threat of, just criticizing Israel. This is ridiculous. Why is people like this who preaches about freedom of speech, facts don't care about your feelings, unquote, doing this to us? The left's always doing that. They've always been authoritarian towards us ever since 2014 because, the woke cult. And now, you got these pro-Hamas people run around. You got these extremist Israeli types run around. As me, as a Luciferian libertarian man, I'm a little concerned. I don't want to see no holy war around my area.
I hear you.
And I don't want my taxes being paying for it, because it's not my concern. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Why is the American people paying for the half of somebody else's war? I don't get it.
Right.
Is the frustration I see every day. I look outside. I'm not even joking with you. I met more people this year who are living in their car than any other time. I'm not joking with you, and it is a major concern. Our economy is collapsing right in front of us.
Yeah,
we're having more conflict now than ever before, and it's sad.
I hear you.
And you know what? I mean, Trump was better. Under Trump was a little bit more better. We had a better economy. We didn't have all this war BS going on. And I'm frustrated with our own federal government, this being stupid and ignorant and being so irresponsible that even like somebody who is has brain injury makes more common sense than the president right now. Somebody running. It's a sad day. That's the only thing I'm gonna say.
Right on.
Hey man, I talked to you later, bro. I appreciate the phone call. And that pastor who almost got shot, that's horrible, man. I hope he's okay and safe at home. That was a close one for him. I'm worried about anybody who's going to get hurt like that. This is a beautiful country. We have a country that's freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and that's why I'm proud to be American. Luciferian Libertarian out. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate you. All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And shout out to you guys for being here. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. All right. So far, we good. I'm hearing a little bit of rain right now, but the storm is kind of like not hitting me right at this moment. I think it'll probably hit right after the show. So I think we good. So shout out to you guys for being here. Again, if the stream cuts off just randomly because the power went out because we got a storm that's like approaching my direction, let's keep on rocking and rolling though. 470, you don't learn. Who am I speaking to?
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
Anthony, he is correct from Wild and Wacky Atlanta. Where you think it happen anytime. How you doing, sir?
Everything's all right. How about yourself?
Good. But there's some weird stuff happening here in Atlanta. There's a motorcycle accident in a Shell Fire Station on 75 Northside Drive. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, look up motorcycle sparks massive fire at Shell gas station off I-75 Atlanta. So Living the Live News. They show that to your audience here.
Right on.
Yeah, man, it's pretty wild. Something sparked the motorcycle, and it caught fire, and then the car caught fire, and then it spread to the gas station. The whole place blew up. It's insane. This is like 5 days ago, last Friday.
Yeah, I saw that. It was crazy. It was a crazy scene.
Yeah, man. Also, there's Antifa. Well, might as well be. The Palestinian protesters who are protesting in Alpharetta this past Saturday on the 4th.
Were they
going up there too as well?
Were they in the road? Where were they actually located?
I don't know. A friend of mine lives up there in Alpharetta. She said they're protesting up there.
Interesting.
So it's crazy. They're all over the place. Yeah, man, lots going on today. And also, I would like to remind you and your listeners that today is May 8th, which is the 79th anniversary of VE Day, Victory Day in Europe, which marks the official day that the Germans surrendered in World War II.
Right on.
Which also marks the end of the war in Europe, which killed approximately 54 million people. We don't know the exact death toll, but the official toll is about 54 million people.
Yeah, it's quite a few people.
Yeah, we really need to take that seriously. We don't really remember history in this country. That's why so many people vote for the left. Anyway, that's all I want to say. You have a good night, and be safe when you come down to Atlanta. And also check out that gas station right there on Northside Drive and 75. Right off the exit, you can see it looks like it was attacked in a war. It's crazy. There's a burned out car that's left there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It'll be there probably for a couple more weeks. All right, man. Take care. Good night. And always remember, I'm still Ultra MAGA. Trump 2024, America first.
Thanks for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. All right. Skype caller, who am I speaking to? You there,
Hello,
bro?
ABL.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, mate. How's it going? It's Danny.
All righty, man. What's happening?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thanks for taking my call. Great show tonight, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I just wanted to ask, so do you get quite bad sort of storms where you are? Like, do you get tornadoes and stuff, or?
Well, in my state, there have been some storms, and they're kind of like around me right now. Like, as I speak, storms are coming, but I don't think it'd be that bad. It was much worse, like, toward Nashville, that area. But where I'm at, we'll get kind of hit by it, but hopefully it's not too bad.
Okay, so you guys don't have to build like sort of underground like fallout bunkers and stuff, no?
Oh no, it's not like that.
Oh man, that's a shit. Look, if I lived there, I'd probably still build a bunker anyway. That's that's kind of like one of my dreams is to be like those kind of like mad preppers.
Oh yeah, now I'll tell you what, I have some friends that do have bunkers here. I know it's some friends that have a bunker in the mountain, like it's a real deal bunker. So if I needed to escape, I know where I'm gonna go.
Oh man, lucky you, man. So is that kind of like sort of World War III nuke sort of bunker where you could probably live through the apocalypse, or?
Oh yeah, it's like that.
Oh man, that sounds good to me.
For sure.
So is it just stocked up full of pork and beans and Glocks with switches and stuff like that?
Well, I can't talk about everything because I can't be doing too much talking, but it's definitely stocked up the way it's supposed to be. It's definitely a place where it's not just a hole in the ground; it's a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I hear that. That sounds awesome. Yeah, so I wanted to be quick. Just before I go, have you seen that guy who made that song Because I Got High? Was it Afro Man? Is it?
Yes.
Have you seen his remix with Hunter Biden? Talking about Hunter Biden.
I did see that. That was really, really funny, really good. Shout out to him for doing that, Afro Man.
Yeah, everyone needs to check that out because it's hilarious. And another video before I go is, Babylon Bee, they've done a video about woke Jesus. So that's worth a look if you haven't seen it. I've
not seen that. I got to check it out.
Yeah, but that's yeah, sorry, I don't want to take up too much time. Thanks again for taking my call, ABL. Shout out to everyone in chat, and yeah, have a good one, mate. Take care.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, see you, mate. Bye.
Shout out to the caller. Great call. Yeah, I definitely know some guys that got a real deal bunker. I'm like a prepper with a small prepper. I have some things here that I can kind of, like, for instance, we got a storm coming right now. I got enough. I'm good. I got my truck. I got some supplies here to be able to be straight in that situation. But when they're talking about something real, like a real deal thing, I got some friends I can go be with and they're good. 773, you don't learn who am I speaking to?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. Thanks for taking my call, ABL.
No problem.
Excuse me. ABL, if you notice that people kind of cop an attitude about what somebody says or does when they're able to understand it. And professional politicians are so successful at changing the language enough that you just don't understand what they're doing and what's going on. So you don't get mad at things that you don't understand. Once, for instance, that Dalton mayor, right? The Dalton mayor that is so controversial here. Now she's been indicted and all that. She'll probably go to prison. But what she did is so simple and easy to see that people can understand it, so they're appalled by it. But within the government, our government has twisted so many things and changed the language on so many things that they're doing that no one's appalled with it because you don't know what's going on. You know, if we can understand what was going on, we can get a hold of it and say this has to stop. They've made it too hard to understand. They made it in lawyer speak. They made government work through lawyer speak, and they lost all their common sense. And they made us lose our common sense only because we cannot grasp what's going on. You know, I'm a simple guy. I mean, I'm at a loss for words a lot. I don't understand a lot of things. You almost have to have a dictionary and try to keep up with all the verbiage they use. It's ridiculous. Sometimes it makes no sense, and sometimes it's very devious. They've changed things so they could steal. You know, as long as you stick to this plan, you will be able to reap the benefits by being in government, and no one will see what you're doing. We need to get a hold of our government. We need to get a hold of things here. I don't know what's going to happen, and I just hope Trump wins and we start to change the tide here, which will be a big fight. But there you go. Anyway, ABL, thanks for taking my call. Thanks for letting me talk, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. Great call and a great way to end it. And this is good timing because the storm is hitting right now. So shout out to you guys. I really, really appreciate y'all. I'll be back live again. Same bat time, same bat place. 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. And I'm here every Wednesday and Saturday streaming 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is also an audio streaming platform you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be Google Play, Apple iTunes, Spotify, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. So shout out to all you guys for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you do. I could not do this show without you. And of course, I'm here every day putting out pre-recorded content. And also I have the new channel, Uncle ABL, talking about some other kind of stuff, more personal relationship, maybe some finance type stuff on there. If you guys are not subscribed yet, please do so. I greatly appreciate you. Let me see if I got any super chats. Then I wrap it on up, put the bowl clean on top. Thank you to, let me see, David Ray, who says, there are no buffalo in North America. We have bison. All righty. So that is my cue. I'm here in the storm. Shout out to you guys. Be safe out there if you're living in my neck of the woods. But until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.